Pokémon, the ultimate trainer. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 251 Snow Demon Girl. Electric Flying Squirrel. Use your acrobatics. Swampert, a ground-based monster, is immune to electric skills, so Wang Lu commands Electric Flying Squirrel to use flying skills to attack. Now both Pokemon are affected by each other's attributes. Swampert can only use water-based skills, while Electric Flying Squirrel can only use flying-based skills to attack. Both Pokemon originally had dual attributes, but now they are forced to use single attribute skills to fight. Electric Flying Squirrel's small body is very flexible. After receiving Wang Lu's instructions, it quickly absorbs flying energy. With a blessing of flying energy, Electric Flying Squirrel appears behind Swampert in an instant, as if performing acrobatics. Arriving behind Swampert, Electric Flying Squirrel explodes the flying energy in its body, and a large amount of energy hits Swampert's back. Because Electric Flying Squirrel does not carry any props, the power of its acrobatic skills is enhanced, and with a blessing of its own power, this attack directly knocks off 1/3 of Swampert's health. Swampert, use Rock Slide. After the attack of the Electric Squirrel ended, Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to launch a counterattack. He did not choose to let Swampert use the water attribute skills that he was good at, because the Electric Squirrel was more afraid of rock and ice skills. In terms of the power blessing of the original system and the attribute restrained, Zhang Cheng finally chose to give up the power blessing of the original system of the water skills, and let Swampert use the rock skills that restrain the Electric Squirrel. Gana Swampert's proficiency in rock skills is naturally not as good as water skills, but Zhang Cheng usually trains various skills mastered by the elves, so it is still easy for Swampert to use the Rock Slide skill. Under the control of Swampert, rich rock energy appeared above the head of the Electric Squirrel, and the energy condensed and formed and quickly turned into a large amount of gravel. The formation of gravel was very sudden, and before the Electric Squirrel could react, a large amount of gravel fell on its body. Rock-type skills have a good effect on the Electric Flying Squirrel. After being hit by a large amount of gravel, the Electric Flying Squirrel's health was knocked down by 2/5. The Electric Flying Squirrel had been injured by Pidgeot before, and now after being attacked by Rock Slide, its health was less than 1/3 of the last one, and the Electric Flying Squirrel had fallen into a great disadvantage. Electric Flying Squirrel, use Swallow Return. In a disadvantageous situation, Wang Lu still chose to take the initiative to attack. Only by taking the initiative can he find an opportunity to break through. A powerful flying energy burst out from the agile body of the Electric Flying Squirrel. With a blessing of this energy, the speed and strength of the Electric Flying Squirrel were improved. After the strength and speed were improved, the Electric Flying Squirrel flapped its wings and rushed towards the giant swimming monster with its whole body. Giant swimming monster, use Rock Slide again. Zhang Cheng didn't intend to waste time with this Electric Flying Squirrel. Since the opponent dared to fight head-on, he directly let the giant swimming monster use the excellent Rock Slide to attack. Garna, the giant swimming monster snorted coldly. Looking at the Electric Flying Squirrel with low health and dared to take the initiative to attack, feeling that the opponent was provoking him. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, a powerful rock-type energy erupted around Swampert. Under Swampert's control, this rock-type energy turned into a large number of rock blocks. After the rocks were almost formed, they smashed towards the attacking Flying Squirrel. Flying Squirrel, which was launching a Swallow Return attack, was intercepted by the Rock Collapse skill, and a large amount of broken stones hit Flying Squirrel's body. Flying Squirrel's defense was not very strong, and its level was lower than Swampert. It was hit head-on in a state of residual blood, and its health was emptied. It fell to the ground and lost its combat ability. Come back, Flying Squirrel. Wang Lu took out the Pokeball to take back Flying Squirrel, which had lost its combat ability. With Flying Squirrel defeated, Wang Lu's previous confidence had disappeared by half. Her Pokemon level was not as high as Zhang Cheng's. Now Zhang Cheng still had 2 Pokemon that could fight, and she only had the last one left. The current situation is simply hell level difficulty to win. It's decided to be you, Snow Fairy. Wang Lu sent out her last Pokemon. Now the victory is slim, but she is not the kind of person who gives up easily. Zhang Cheng still admired Wang Lu's strong personality, but he would not show mercy in the game. Zhang Cheng used the detection system skillfully and began to check the data of the Snow Fairy. Name, Snow Fairy, level 42, gender, female, qualification, B attributes, ice, ghost carrying props, none, basic skills, strange wind, staring, shadow clone, same fate, gravel, frozen wind, fright, suction kiss, will, wake up slap, temptation, shadow ball, learning skills, blizzard, guarding, genetic skills, misfortunes never come alone, scattering, diamonds, characteristics, snow hidden. Pokémon with this characteristic will have a higher dodge rate in hail weather. Note, Snow Fairy, a Pokémon from the snow country, sprays out cold air at -50 degrees to freeze the opponent, and the parts that look like the body are actually hollow. Wang Lu's Snow Fairy has a good level and qualifications, and its main means of attack are ice and ghost skills. Because of the ghost attribute, the general and fighting skills cannot hit the Snow Fairy, so Zhang Cheng did not plan to arrange the third Pokémon to appear. Fighting skills are the main output means of the Swampert, and it is a bit difficult for the Swampert when it cannot use fighting skills. Swampert, continue to use the Rock Avalanche attack. The Snow Fairy is afraid of rock skills like the Electric Squirrel, so Zhang Cheng intends to use it to the end and continue to launch Rock Avalanche attacks on the Snow Fairy. Gonna with a continuous and uninterrupted use of the Rock Avalanche skill, the giant Swampert has become more and more proficient in controlling the rock energy. Within a few seconds after Zhang Cheng issued the order, the giant Swampert had already condensed to rich rock energy. The rock energy condensed by the giant Swampert quickly formed a large number of rock blocks under its control. The rock blocks formed in the sky and then quickly smashed towards the floating Snow Fairy in the air. Snow Fairy, use hold, facing Swampert's extremely effective move. Wang Lu chose to let Snow Fairy defend and then look for an opportunity to attack. Snow Fairy was very skilled in controlling energy. At the same time Wang Lu gave the order, Snow Fairy had already gathered the energy around her body and formed a transparent barrier above her head. After the hold barrier was condensed and formed, a large number of rocks composed of energy fell down. At first, the barrier was not affected by the falling rocks, but with a continuous attack of the energy rocks, the barrier slowly began to shake. Chapter 252 Snowstorm. The rubble continued to fall, constantly hitting the barrier condensed by the Snow Fairy. The barrier made a sound of breaking under the strong attack. In the end, the barrier was shattered by the rubble. After the barrier was shattered, the rubble condensed by the rock slide skill was also very little, and did not cause effective damage to the Snow Fairy. Snow Fairy, use the Will-O-the-Wisp. After defending against Swampert's rock slide skill, Wang Lu chose to let the Snow Fairy use the Will-O-the-Wisp. The Will-O-the-Wisp skill will cause the opponent's Pokémon to fall into a burning state after hitting. The attack power of the Pokémon in the burning state will be greatly attenuated, which is very disadvantageous for physical attack Pokémon. Wang Lu's choice to let the Snow Fairy use the Will-O-the-Wisp was very correct, because most of the skills of the Swampert are physical attack skills, and the combat power will be greatly reduced after falling into the burning state. Secondly, after the Snow Fairy uses this Will-O-the-Wisp, she can attack with a Misfortune. The Ghost-type Misfortune skill will cause double damage to Pokémon in abnormal states. After receiving the order, the Snow Fairy floating in the air quickly condensed the surrounding fire energy. A large amount of fire energy gathered in front of the Snow Fairy, and then turned into a strange Will-O-the-Wisp. The Will-O-the-Wisp was not very aggressive, but it gave people a weird feeling. After the Will-O-the-Wisp condensed into shape, it quickly flew towards the giant swamp monster on the ground under the control of the Snow Fairy. Big Swampert, use the poison. Faced with Wang Lu's tactics, Zhang Cheng chose to let the giant Swampert use the poison. Since the opponent wanted to use this quality tactic, he must give the opponent a good return. Gonna the giant Swampert opened its mouth to form a strong suction force. Under the action of the suction force, rich poison energy gathered. Under the control of the giant Swampert, the surging poison energy condensed into a ball of poisonous venom. After the poisonous venom was formed, a strong force burst out from the giant Swampert's mouth. Driven by this force, the poisonous venom attacked the Snow Fairy at an extremely fast speed. Will-O-Wisp and Toxic avoided each other in tacit understanding, and then hit each other's Pokémon. A strange flame attached to Swampert's body, but did not cause any damage to Swampert, but the Will-O-Wisp showed no sign of extinguishing and remained on Swampert's skin. Toxic venom accurately hit Snow Fairy. After being attacked by Toxic, Snow Fairy's body turned black and purple, and the toxin had entered its body. Snow Fairy used Misfortune. Seeing the will-o-wisp hit, Wang Lu immediately ordered Snow Fairy to use Misfortune. Hearing the trainer's command, Snow Fairy endured the pain brought by toxic and began to absorb the strange ghost energy. Ghost energy gathered in front of Snow Fairy. Snow Fairy waved her arms and activated Misfortune, turning the ghost energy in front of her into a powerful beam of light. If Swampert, who was in a burning state, was hit by Misfortune, he would definitely be seriously injured, but Zhang Cheng would not give the other party such an opportunity. Swampert used wide area defense. After the poison hit the Snow Fairy, the game was actually over. With Swampert's physical strength, he could use many consecutive defenses and wide area defenses, which was enough for the poison to kill the Snow Fairy. Even if Swampert fell before the Snow Fairy, Zhang Cheng could send out the next Pokémon, basically invincible. Wang Lu wanted to use the will-o-wisp skill to limit Swampert's attack power, but she could never imagine that Zhang Cheng could let Swampert attack at all. Gana Swampert quickly condensed the rock energy around it. Under the control of Swampert, the rich rock energy formed a wide barrier in front of him. Soon after the barrier was formed, the strange ghost energy attacked and hit the barrier created by the wide area defense skill. The skills Zhang Cheng trained the most for Swampert were wide area defense and hold. Swampert was very skilled in using these two skills, and the condensed barrier was also very solid. The skill Misfortunes never come singly launched by the Snow Fairy still failed to break through the defense of the giant Swampert. The ghost energy that hit the barrier was completely exhausted, and it did not cause much damage to the barrier. After the attack, the poison in the Snow Fairy's body erupted, reducing her health by 1/10. Now that the poison has just taken effect, the damage caused is not very high. As time goes by, the poison in the Snow Fairy's body will become more and more intense, and the damage caused will also increase. Snow Fairy used Blizzard. Wang Lu knew that the poison would become more and more troublesome as time went by. She had to defeat the opponent's two elves in a short time. Thinking of this, Wang Lu decisively asked the Snow Fairy to use the most powerful ice skill Blizzard to attack. After overcoming the poison, a strong ice attribute energy erupted from the Snow Fairy's body. Under the influence of this ice attribute energy, the temperature of the entire battlefield dropped. As the temperature dropped, more and more ice attribute energy gathered, and the Snow Fairy controlled the constantly pouring ice attribute energy to turn into a large amount of ice and snow. Snowflakes formed by ice attribute energy spread in the air. If they fell on the giant Swampert below, each snowflake would carry a powerful force. Swampert continued to defend, use hold, no matter what skills the opponent's Snow Fairy used to attack, Zhang Cheng chose to defend. As long as he could delay the time enough, he could win. Gana Swampert was already very familiar with the poisonous tactics. It had already begun to condense energy before Zhang Cheng gave the order. A large amount of energy gathered in front of the giant Swampert, and then turned into a transparent barrier to resist the attack of the Snow Fairy. At the same time as the barrier was formed, countless snowflakes fell. The seemingly light snowflakes fell on the barrier, but they could cause powerful destructive power. As the snowflakes continued to fall, a powerful ice energy burst out. Although the transparent barrier was strong, it could not withstand the continuous snowflakes. Under the endless attack of the snowflakes, the barrier was smashed to pieces. After breaking through the defense of the barrier, a large amount of blizzard fell on the body of the giant Swampert. The snowflakes that seemed calm in the air suddenly burst out with powerful force when they touched Swampert's body. If it was just the power of a single snowflake, it would be difficult to cause substantial damage to Swampert. But there were at least thousands of snowflakes in sight. The power of a single snowflake is not terrible, but the damage caused by thousands of snowflakes together is very terrifying. This is a qualitative change caused by quantitative change. Chapter 253 Advancement to the Top 25. A large number of snowflakes fell on Swampert's body. As the snowflakes continued to fall, Swampert's health continued to decrease. The snowflakes hit Swampert's body, bursting out ice energy and then dissipating. After thousands of snowflakes dissipated, Swampert's health was reduced by nearly 1/3. This was even in the case of defending the barrier to weaken the damage of the blizzard, and Swampert's health was still reduced by 1/3. If the blizzard was hit head-on, Swampert might be seriously injured or even lose its combat ability. After the blizzard attack of the Snow Fairy ended, the poison in her body erupted again. This time the power of the poison was even stronger. Under the influence of the poison, the Snow Fairy's health was reduced by 1/5. After the influence of the poison twice, the Snow Fairy's health has been reduced by nearly 1/3, and there is not much time left for the Snow Fairy. Swampert, continue to use wide area defense. Zhang Cheng was determined to delay time. Swampert was affected by the Will-O-the-Wisp and did not have a strong attack power. If it was delayed any longer, the Snow Fairy would be consumed by the poison and lose its ability to fight. There was no need for Swampert to attack. Gana Swampert skillfully condensed the rock energy around it, forming a dark yellow barrier in front of it, waiting for the Snow Fairy's attack. Wang Lu felt a little desperate when he saw that the opponent had already set up the barrier before he launched an attack. Does this mean that you have no idea of attacking at all? You just want to drag the Snow Fairy to death? Faced with Zhang Cheng's helpless play, Wang Lu really had no choice. The blizzard was very powerful and could indeed break through the defense of the Swampert, but this skill required a lot of physical strength from the elves and a lot of energy, so it could not be used continuously. In other words, the Snow Fairy could only rely on other skills to attack now. If she wanted to condense a blizzard of the power just now, it might take a long time. During this period of time, the toxic toxins would continue to erupt, and the Snow Fairy could not afford to delay. Snow Fairy, use the skill of misfortune comes alone. In the end, Wang Lu chose to let the Snow Fairy use the skill of misfortune comes alone to attack. If this attack can break through the defense of the giant Swampert, there is still a little possibility of victory. If it still cannot break through the barrier of the giant Swampert, then Wang Lu plans to give up directly. The meaningless resistance will only make the Snow Fairy suffer from the poison. The Snow Fairy also understands the current situation very well and knows that it must be a quick battle. After receiving Wang Lu's instructions, she uses all her strength to burst out a very aggressive ghost energy. Under the control of the Snow Fairy, this ghost energy is condensed and transformed into dark light. After the light is formed, it shoots at the barrier in front of the giant Swampert. The manic ghost energy contacts the barrier and immediately emits a lot of creaking and harsh sounds. With a continuous attack of the ghost energy, this harsh sound continues until the energy is dissipated and the sound gradually dissipates. At this time, the barrier condensed by the giant Swampert has been destroyed, but it can be regarded as barely resisting the attack of the Snow Fairy. After the attack, the toxins in the Snow Demon Girl's body erupted again, reducing her health by 2/5. Combined with the previous injuries, the Snow Demon Girl's health is now only about 1/3. I give up. Wang Lu saw that there was no hope of winning, so she stretched out her hand and took the initiative to give up. Continuing to resist would only cause the Snow Demon Girl to suffer more trauma. It would be better to give up and end the game. No one was surprised by Wang Lu's surrender. The Snow Demon Girl in the poisonous state could no longer continue to consume Swampert. Wang Lu took the initiative to give up, and the referee directly announced the result of the game. Zhang Cheng won again and successfully advanced to the top 25. This Swampert is so powerful. Not only is its attack power amazing, but it can also use the tactic of poison. I hope I won't meet this guy, otherwise I won't have the chance to enter the top 10. A trainer who was about to compete watched Zhang Cheng's game and prayed in his heart that he would never meet this guy. It's not just Swampert that he's good at. So far, he hasn't shown his full strength. No one has been able to fight his Pokémon to the point of being evenly matched. Another contestant next to him couldn't help but comment. Well, let's concentrate on preparing for the game later and try to get a good ranking. After the game, Zhang Cheng did not stay for long as usual. After registering the results of the game, he left the competition venue directly. After leaving the competition venue, Zhang Cheng first came to the Pokémon treatment room and gave the injured Pokémon to the nurse for care. After settling the Pokémon, Zhang Cheng went to the cafeteria to have lunch with peace of mind. After lunch, Zhang Cheng returned to the Pokémon treatment room, while browsing his phone, waiting for the Pokémon to recover from their injuries. Nearing the evening, the Pokémon had recovered from all their injuries under the care of the nurse. After recovery, the Pokémon were full of energy and in good spirits. The Pokémon's injuries were all healed, and Zhang Cheng could rest assured to compete tomorrow. After expressing his gratitude to the nurse, Zhang Cheng took the Pokémon to finish dinner first and then went back to the dormitory to rest. The night passed quickly, and today is the day of the 25-20 competition. Today's competition rules are different from the past, because the number of participants is an odd number, and the competition needs to select the top 10, so the referees have optimized the competition system. Today's competition will select 20 out of the 25 contestants for a showdown. The winning 10 contestants will directly enter the next round, and the losing 10 contestants will have another showdown. If you fail again, you will be eliminated directly. The winner will have a final showdown with the 5 contestants who did not participate in the competition before. The winner will advance and the loser will be eliminated. It sounds like the rules of the competition are complicated, but in fact, as long as you ensure that you win the first game, there will be no troublesome showdowns later. Because today's competition is 25 to 20, the elimination rate will not be very high, and only the last few trainers with the lowest strength will be screened out. The 20 contestants who can stay in the end will continue to compete in the top 10 as long as they can enter the top 10. They can get rich Pokémon coin rewards. Zhang Cheng came to the battlefield as usual. After all the contestants arrived, the chief referee announced the rules of today's game. If the system draws lots to assign opponents, some weaker trainers will pray in their hearts that they will be assigned a good opponent in the first round after learning the rules of the game, so that they can directly advance to the next round and save a lot of trouble. Zhang Cheng didn't feel anything about this. With his strength, it was easy for him to advance to the next round. Chapter 254 Strong Enemy. The information about the match was announced soon. Zhang Cheng looked up at the big screen and checked his opponent in the first round. The opponent Zhang Cheng met in this round was named Chen Dian. He had a quasi-god elf Shakaris in his hand. Because of the low level, it had not evolved into Bangiris. Facing Shakaris, Zhang Cheng felt that he was not under much pressure. Shakaris was afraid of ground and fighting skills, and Zhang Cheng's elves were very good at using skills of these attributes. Today, Zhang Cheng's match was scheduled in the afternoon. After learning the details of the match, Zhang Cheng left the competition venue. Since the match was still early, there was no need for him to sit here. Taking advantage of his free time, Zhang Cheng took the elves to wander around the campus. When it was almost noon, Zhang Cheng came to the school cafeteria and bought special food for the elves after finishing lunch. The afternoon match still depended on these little guys. Now it was natural to let them eat a little more, so that they would have the strength to fight. After the elves were full, Zhang Cheng returned to the competition venue again. After waiting for a while, it was his turn to play. Under the guidance of the referee, Zhang Cheng came to the designated competition area. His opponent Chen Dian also came to the opposing area under the guidance of another referee. I heard that you are very strong, but now that you meet me, your winning streak will end. Chen Dian looked at Zhang Cheng and said confidently. There are many people who say this, and you have seen the final outcome. Zhang Cheng spread his hands and expressed his helplessness. You are sharp-tongued, you will be in trouble later. Chen Dian's face was very ugly when he was retorted by Zhang Cheng. He has a quasi-god Pokémon, and he has always been the focus and discussion of many trainers. Now Zhang Cheng's appearance has diverted everyone's attention, which makes him very unhappy. When he met Zhang Cheng in this competition, Chen Dian had made up his mind to suppress this guy's arrogance. Are both parties ready? If they are ready, you can start the game now. The referee couldn't stand the two people's quarrel and immediately reminded them. Hearing the referee's words, both nodded, indicating that they were ready and could start the game at any time. After both sides confirmed that there was no problem, the referee blew the whistle and the game officially began. Quick Swim Frog, prepare for battle. Thorn Dragon King, show me your best performance. Zhang Cheng still sent Quick Swim Frog to lead the charge, and Chen Dian sent his strongest force, the Thorn Dragon King, as the starting elf. Before Shakaris evolved into Bangaris, his combat power was not particularly strong, and he would be restrained by the water attribute of Quick Swim Frog. After comprehensive consideration, Chen Dian chose to send the Thorn Dragon King as the starting force to fight against Quick Swim Frog. Seeing that the elf sent by Chen Dian was the Thorn Dragon King, Zhang Cheng guessed that this guy was probably the young master of a big family, otherwise it would be impossible to have elves like the Thorn Dragon King and Shakaris at this stage. Quasi-god elves are very rare, and it is very difficult to obtain one. Most people don't have this opportunity. As for the Thorn Dragon King, the evolution conditions are harsh. If you want to evolve from Sea Thorn Dragon to Thorn Dragon King, you must use dragon scales. This kind of scale is very rare, only some dragon elves have it, and it is very difficult to obtain it. Even if you have enough elf coins, you may not be able to get it. This thing is priceless. However, Zhang Cheng did not feel afraid because of the opponent's strong background. In the competition, Strength speaks, and the rarity of the elves cannot determine anything. After adjusting his mentality, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection system and began to check the specific situation of the Thorn Dragon King in front of him. Name: Thorn Dragon King, level 43, gender, male, qualification, 8 attributes, water, dragon carrying props, dragon's fang. After carrying this prop, the power of the elf's dragon skills will be improved. Basic skills: bubble, smoke screen, stare, water gun, tornado, bubble ray, gathering gas, salt water, high-speed movement. Learning skills: hot water, cold, freeze beam. Inherited skills: reverse scale, water wave, clear smoke. Characteristics: leisurely and free. Elves with this characteristic will have a faster speed in rainy weather. Notes: Thorn Dragon King, dragon Pokemon. The evolution of Sea Thorn Dragon seems to be sleeping deep in the sea to accumulate strength. It is said that it will cause a tornado when awakening. After reading the various data of Thorn Dragon King, Zhang Cheng felt a little pressure. This is indeed a strong enemy. This Thorn Dragon King has high qualifications, and its level is comparable to that of the fast-swimming frog. It also has mastered the powerful dragon genetic skill, reverse scale, and is good at using water and dragon skills. Because of the dragon and water attributes, the Thorn Dragon King has a 4-fold resistance to water attribute skills. If the fast-swimming frog wants to deal with the Thorn Dragon King, it can only give up its water attribute skills and use fighting skills as its main attack method. Thorn Dragon King, use the tornado, because it carries the dragon's fang. The power of the Thorn Dragon King's dragon attribute skills will be enhanced. Chen Dian also decisively chose to let the Thorn Dragon King use his best dragon attribute skills to attack. After receiving Chen Dian's instructions, the Thorn Dragon King skillfully condensed the dragon attribute energy. Under the control of the Thorn Dragon King, the mysterious dragon attribute energy turned into a tornado. After the tornado was formed, it carried a powerful destructive force and swept towards the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog, use the explosive fist. Facing the sweeping tornado, Zhang Cheng chose to let the fast-swimming frog collide head-on. He was very confident in the strength of the fast-swimming frog. Yobo yobo! The fast-swimming frog roared without any fear in the face of the Thorn Dragon King's attack, and a strong fighting energy burst out from its body. A large amount of fighting energy rushed to the fast-swimming frog's fists. Under the blessing of the strong energy, an amazing force formed on the fists. When all the fighting energy was condensed on the fists, the fast-swimming frog kicked its legs and waved its fists to rush towards the Thorn Dragon King against the attack of the tornado. On the way to the Thorn Dragon King, the fast-swimming frog was hit by the tornado head-on, and a large amount of dragon attribute energy hit the body of the fast-swimming frog. The power of the dragon attribute skill is very strong. After the tornado skill hit the fast-swimming frog, it knocked off 2/5 of the fast-swimming frog's health. Yobo! The fast-swimming frog burst out with all its strength, rushed out of the tornado's attack range, came in front of the Thorn Dragon King, and blasted out with a powerful explosive punch. The powerful fighting energy burst out, knocking the Thorn Dragon King out and smashing him hard on the edge of the battlefield. This explosive fist condensed the strongest power of the fast-swimming frog, and the damage it caused was also considerable. After being hit by the explosive fist, the Thorn Dragon King lost 1/3 of his health and fell into a state of confusion. Chapter 255 Defeat the Thorn Dragon King. Dragon King, use the reverse scale. Dragon-type Pokemon usually save the reverse scale as a big killer move for last, because after using the reverse scale, the Pokemon will fall into a state of confusion, and the skills used by the Pokemon will be greatly affected after entering the state of confusion. Chen Dian has rich combat experience. After discovering that the Dragon King fell into a state of confusion, he decisively let it use the reverse scale. After falling into a state of confusion, the Pokemon will attack itself, and after launching the Dragon Scale skill, the Pokemon itself will also fall into a state of confusion due to the side effects. Anyway, the Dragon King has fallen into a state of confusion, so why not let the Dragon King use the reverse scale as soon as possible so that there is no need to worry about the problem of the confusion state. This is Chen Dian's idea. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, the Dragon King stayed awake and frantically absorbed the dragon attribute energy around it. A large amount of dragon attribute energy was absorbed into the body of the Dragon King. Under the control of the Dragon King, the energy in the body turned into deep yellow energy, and powerful energy spewed out of the mouth of the Dragon King. Quick swim frog, use hold, Facing the attack of the reverse scale of the Dragon King, Zhang Cheng used the tactics he had arranged and used hold to resist first. The reverse scale will launch 2 or 3 attacks in succession, each of which is very terrifying. If the fast-swimming frog takes the reverse scale attack head-on, it will definitely be severely damaged. Yobo the fast-swimming frog also felt the horror of the Thorn Dragon King's attack. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, it quickly condensed the energy in front of it to form a transparent barrier. After the barrier was formed, the reverse scale attack also came quickly, and the powerful dragon attribute energy bombarded the barrier. The energy formed by the reverse scale skill is very powerful, and the barrier is difficult to resist. It can only try its best to reduce the power of this energy. Under the bombardment of a large amount of dragon attribute energy, the barrier was smashed to pieces, and the remaining energy hit the fast-swimming frog. Since most of the energy was consumed by defending the barrier, the remaining energy only knocked down 1/5 of the fast-swimming frog's health. After being attacked twice by the Thorn Dragon King, the fast-swimming frog's health was only about half. Seeing that the fast-swimming frog was attacked again, Zhang Cheng looked calm, as if everything was under his control. After the attack of the reverse scale ended, the body of the Thorn Dragon King once again burst out with an equally powerful energy, and after the energy burst out, it quickly attacked the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog, Heart's Eye. Facing the second attack of the Thorn Dragon King, Zhang Cheng's command was beyond everyone's expectations. He neither chose to defend nor to attack, but used the Heart's Eye to improve the hit rate of the next skill. A special energy formed in front of the fast-swimming frog, and this energy was absorbed by the fast-swimming frog after it was formed. The Heart's Eye skill of the fast-swimming frog had just been used up, and the attack of the reverse scale came again, hitting the body of the fast-swimming frog hard. Hit by this terrifying attack of the reverse scale, the fast-swimming frog was smashed and flew backwards, and its health value dropped to less than 1/5 of the last one. The Thorn Dragon King was not very proficient in controlling the reverse scale skill, and the energy he used was only enough to launch 2 attacks. After the 2 attacks, the energy in his body was exhausted. After the dragon attribute energy was exhausted, the chaos effect was triggered. The Thorn Dragon King, who was already in a state of chaos, triggered the chaos brought by the reverse scale again. No matter how strong the Thorn Dragon King's willpower was, he could not stay awake. The Thorn Dragon King, who was in a state of chaos and mental disorder, began to attack himself inexplicably. Quick swim frog, now is the time, use hypnosis. Zhang Cheng was waiting for this opportunity. When the Thorn Dragon King was in chaos, he let the quick swim frog use hypnosis through the blessing of the Eye of the Heart. He believed that the quick swim frog could catch the Thorn Dragon King's reverse scale. As long as it could withstand the attack of the reverse scale, the quick swim frog would have a chance to counterattack. Yobo, the quick swim frog also knew that it was time for it to counterattack. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, the quick swim frog quickly transformed the psychic energy around it into a hypnotic sound wave. After the hypnotic sound wave was formed, it flew towards the Thorn Dragon King in chaos. With a blessing of the Eye of the Heart, the Thorn Dragon King in a state of chaos could not avoid this hypnosis at all. The hypnotic sound waves quickly hit the Thorn Dragon King. After being hit by the hypnotic sound waves, the Thorn Dragon King's mental state was greatly affected. His eyes closed slightly, and his whole body slowly lay on the ground and fell into a sleeping state. Fast swim frog, use bodybuilding before using reckless action. Zhang Cheng was not in a hurry to attack. The Thorn Dragon King, who was in a sleeping state, would not wake up so quickly without being attacked. He planned to let the fast swim frog use bodybuilding to increase the attack power and defense power first, to pave the way for the follow-up, and then use reckless action to reduce the health value of the Thorn Dragon King to the same state as the fast swim frog. Yobo after receiving the order, the fast swim frog absorbed the fighting energy around it into its body. With a blessing of this energy, the fast swim frog's attack power and defense power were improved. After using bodybuilding, the fast swim frog continued to condense a strange energy. This energy had no attributes, but it gave people a strong sense of oppression. After the energy condensation was completed, the fast swim frog launched reckless action, and its strong body attacked the Thorn Dragon King not far away. The Thorn Dragon King, who was in a sleeping state, had no chance to dodge and was directly hit by the attack of the fast swim frog. After being attacked recklessly, the Thorn Dragon King's health was reduced to the same level as the fast swim frog, with less than 1/5 left. After being severely injured, The Thorn Dragon King also woke up from his sleeping state. Although he was out of his sleeping state, the Thorn Dragon King's condition was not good at this time. He was suddenly injured so badly, and the previous chaotic state had not been completely cleared. The Thorn Dragon King who woke up was still in a somewhat dazed state. Fast Swim Frog, use Hell Roll. Zhang Cheng seized the opportunity and let the Fast Swim Frog use powerful fighting skills to attack again, intending to defeat the Thorn Dragon King as quickly as possible. Yobo Yobo, the Fast Swim Frog exploded the fighting energy in its body, and the rich fighting energy filled the whole body of the Fast Swim Frog. With the blessing of this energy, the Fast Swim Frog quickly came to the Thorn Dragon King and hugged him. While hugging the Thorn Dragon King, the fighting energy in the Fast Swim Frog exploded wildly. As the energy burst, the frog grabbed the Thorn Dragon King, and the two elves rolled wildly on the ground. The Thorn Dragon King, who was already a little confused, was attacked by the Hell Roll, and the remaining health points were quickly lost. When the Thorn Dragon King fell into a sleeping state, Zhang Cheng had already let the frog use bodybuilding to increase the attack power. Now the power of this Hell Roll was very strong. In the end, the Thorn Dragon King still couldn't withstand the powerful attack of the frog. The health points were emptied, and he fell to the ground, losing his ability to fight. Chapter 256 Shakiras. Come back, Thorn Dragon. Chen Dian's face was gloomy. He took out the Pokeball to take back the Thorn Dragon that had lost its combat ability. He never thought that his main Pokemon would be directly defeated by Zhang Cheng's frog. I don't know if you still have the confidence you had before the game. Zhang Cheng looked at Chen Dian with a grim face and said sarcastically. Humph, the game has just started, don't be too proud too early. Chen Dian threw out the second Pokeball and sent Shakiras to fight. Shakiras, prepare for battle. After the Thorn Dragon was defeated, Chen Dian also chose to send out his quasi-god Pokemon Shakiras. Facing Chen Dian's Shakiras, Zhang Cheng did not feel too much pressure. Before it evolved into Bangiris, the race value of this Pokemon was not very high. As usual, Zhang Cheng first opened the system and began to check the data of this Shakiras. Name, Shakiras, level 42, gender, male, qualification, attribute, rock, ground carrying props, none, basic skills, staring, bite, sandstorm, screech, gradually break, rockfall, ghost face, make a big trouble, evil wave, tooth for tooth learning skills, rock blockade, sharp stone attack inherited skills, iron tail, dragon dance, iron head, invisible rock characteristics, shedding, Pokemon with this characteristic, by shedding their skin, sometimes cure abnormal conditions. Notes, Shakiras, a bullet Pokemon, has a body covered with a rock-hard shell, is very powerful, and moves unexpectedly fast. After reading the information of this Shakiras, Zhang Cheng believes that Shakiras currently has no other outstanding features except that its qualifications are pretty good. If Shakiras wants to become powerful and become a quasi-god level Pokemon, it must complete the last evolution. I think you have lost your mind. You dare to send out a Pokemon with 4 times the weak water in the face of frog. Shakiras is a combination of rock and ground attributes, and is very afraid of water attribute skills. Frog, use the waterfall attack. Zhang Cheng quickly commanded Frog to use the waterfall attack. Frog's current state is not good. What Zhang Cheng wants it to do is to suppress Shakiras's health, and then let Swampert get rid of Shakiras. Yobo Yobo Frog, which is seriously injured, has no fear of Shakiras. When it receives the command, it has already condensed the water attribute energy around it. The rich water attribute energy is attached to its body under Frog's control. After the energy is attached, Frog launches the waterfall attack and quickly attacks Shakiras. Shakiras, use the evil wave. Chen Dian looked at Frog, who was still preparing to attack Frog in a state of low health, and his eyes immediately turned cold. He commanded Shakiras to counterattack with the evil wave. An evil energy burst out from Shakiras' body. Under Shakiras' control, this evil energy formed waves, which quickly attacked the frog. The frog was very fast and had already arrived in front of Shakiras when Shakiras sent out the evil wave. After approaching Shakiras, the water energy in the frog burst out again. The rich water energy and the body of the frog hit Shakiras' body fiercely. At the same time as the waterfall attack hit Shakiras, the evil wave sent by Shakiras also hit the frog. The two elves were attacked at the same time. The frog's health was already very low. Now it was hit by the evil wave, and its health was emptied and it lost its combat ability. After Shakaris was hit by the powerful water skill, his whole body flew backwards, obviously seriously injured. The waterfall attack of the frogs finally knocked away half of Shakaris' health. Seeing Shakaris being hit hard in an instant, Chen Dian's face became more and more ugly. He paid so much life value, but only defeated the opponent's first Pokémon. Anyone would be upset. Well done, come back and rest, Frog. Zhang Cheng was very satisfied with Frog's performance. After praising it, he took it back and let it rest in the Pokéball. Swampert, it's decided to be you. Because Shakaris was afraid of water attribute skills, Zhang Cheng chose to send out Swampert, which was also good at water attribute skills, as the second Pokémon. Gana Swampert appeared on the competition field. After seeing Shakaris, his eyes turned cold and his whole body was full of aggression. Shakaris was frightened by Swampert's fierce appearance and retreated unconsciously. Shakaris, don't be scared. Show your fighting spirit. Seeing Shakaris was scared away by Swampert, Chen Dian hurriedly cheered it up. If it was scared and lost its fighting spirit, wouldn't it be a joke for the onlookers? Encouraged by the trainer, Shakaris' condition improved a little, and he no longer felt the fear he had at the beginning. Very good, Shakaris, let's use the stone attack. Facing Swampert, Chen Dian directly asked Shakaris to use the stone attack, which was the most powerful skill he had mastered so far. He wanted Shakaris to cause serious damage to Swampert, so that Shakaris would become more confident. A strong rock energy surged out of Shakaris' body, and this energy quickly condensed into several energy stones. After the stones were formed, they were shot towards the location of Swampert. Swampert used the turbid stream. Facing Shakaris' frontal attack, Zhang Cheng had no intention of defending at all, because Swampert had a dual attributes of ground and water. This special attribute would only be restrained by the 4 times of the grass attribute. Apart from this, Swampert was not afraid of any attribute. The fighting method Zhang Cheng chose was very simple, that is, to fight Shakaris head-on. Water attribute skills had a strong restraining effect on Shakaris. Gana Swampert was as confident as its trainer. It didn't take Shakaris' sharp stone attack seriously at all and started to collect water attribute energy on its own. The rich water attribute energy turned into a turbid water stream under Swampert's control. After the water stream was formed, it avoided the energy sharp stones and attacked Shakaris. The sharp stone attack hit Swampert's body first, and a large amount of rock energy burst out, knocking off a quarter of Swampert's health. The sharp stone attack was very powerful, but Swampert had a resistance effect and rock skills, so it was difficult to cause serious damage. There was no other way. Shakaris had not learned ground-based skills yet, so he could only use rock-based skills with biased effects to attack Swampert. Of course, evil attribute skills were also good, but it was difficult to cause serious damage to Swampert without the power of the main system. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 257 Disparate Chen Dian. After Shakaris' sharp stone attack, the turbid water column fired by Swampert also hit Shakaris accurately. Shakaris screamed in pain after being attacked by the turbid water skill. It was very afraid of water skills. In the end, Swampert's turbid water reduced Shakaris' health to less than 1/10. Swampert used waterfall climbing to get rid of it. Seeing that Shakaris had not completely lost its combat ability, Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to attack again, not giving the opponent any chance. Garna, a water attribute energy quickly emerged from Swampert's body, and this water attribute energy quickly wrapped around Swampert's whole body. Surrounded by water attribute energy, Swampert's limbs were weak, and his whole body slammed into Shakaris. Shakaris, cheer up, make a scene. Facing the powerful attack of Swampert, Chen Dian knew that Shakaris could no longer resist. After a little hesitation, he chose to let Shakaris use powerful general skills to make a scene, trying to inflict as much damage to Swampert as possible before losing its combat ability. After receiving the trainer's order, Shakaris' eyes became firm, and he began to quickly gather the energy around him. A large amount of general energy gathered on Shakaris' body. With the blessing of this energy, Shakaris became irritable and prepared to rush towards Swampert without any rules. Unfortunately, Shakaris was still a step slower. Swampert had already arrived in front of him at this time, and the powerful water element energy burst out, directly knocking Shakiris, who was about to launch an attack, away. Shakiris, who was left with less than 1/10 of his health, was hit by the waterfall attack. Without any suspense, his health was quickly emptied, and he fell to the ground and lost his combat ability. Come back, Shakiris. Chen Dian had a gloomy face and took back Shakiris, who had lost his combat ability. At this time, Chen Dian was very desperate. Shakiris's last desperate counterattack was unsuccessful. Now facing Zhang Cheng's two nearly full-state Pokémon, he didn't know how to win. Brother, I see you are very uncomfortable like this, why don't you just surrender? Zhang Cheng looked at Chen Dian's appearance and couldn't help but joked. The battle is not over yet, you will cry if you lose later. Facing Zhang Cheng's ridicule, Chen Dian fought back for face. Wait and see, Zhang Cheng responded with 4 simple words. The seemingly simple 4 words made Chen Dian angry. Blatus, get back the place for me. Chen Dian's last Pokemon to fight was Blastoise, the final evolution of the 3 water-type Pokemon Squirtle. After having A-level qualifications, King Thor and Shakiris, Chen Dian did not focus on cultivating the 3 Pokemon in his hands. Blastoise was the lowest level among his 3 Pokemon. It has to be said that having money means you can do whatever you want. If an ordinary trainer can get a Pokemon of the 3 Pokemon level, he will definitely focus on cultivating it as the main combat force. But Chen Dian, relying on his family's strong financial resources, raised a quasi-god and a highly qualified Thorn Dragon King, and directly trained Blastoise as a secondary Pokemon. Looking at the Blastoise sent by Chen Dian, Zhang Cheng still respected it, opened the system and began to carefully check the data of this Blastoise. Name, Blastoise, level 41, gender, male qualification, B attribute, water carrying props. Mystical water drop, the power of water attribute skills of the Pokemon carrying this prop will be improved. Basic skills, impact, tail shaking, water gun, retracting into the shell, bubble, bite, high speed rotation, hold, water wave, water tail, rocket headbutt learning skills, freezing beam, waterfall climbing inherited skills, water jet, turbidity stream, dragon wave characteristics, torrent. When the health of the Pokemon with this characteristic is reduced to a certain level, the power of water attribute skills will be improved. Notes, Blastoise, a tortoise shell Pokemon, is the evolution of Squirtle. Although its huge body does not have the advantage of speed, it has amazing strength. The hard shell has a very high defense, and the water-running attack power on its back is extremely powerful. Chen Dian's Blastoise carries a mysterious water drop, and its characteristic can also increase the power of water-based rapids. From this, we can know that the water attribute skills of this Blastoise will be very powerful. Come back and rest, Swampert. After understanding the situation of Blastoise, Zhang Cheng took back Swampert and replaced him with Dragonite. Dragonite has a resistance effect and water-based skills, and its electric attribute skills that it is good at using can also restrain the opponent's Blastoise. Sending Dragonite to deal with Blastoise is the best choice now. It's decided to be you, Dragonite. Dragonite caused a stir as soon as it appeared. Shiny Pokemon are still very rare, and Zhang Cheng has only seen one so far. I didn't expect that Zhang Cheng actually has so many powerful Pokemon. So far, he has 4 high-level Pokemon. I feel that the champion this time is likely to be him. He is too strong. The trainers outside the competition venue were discussing Zhang Cheng's situation with each other. Seeing the Dragonite appearing in front of Blastoise, Chen Dian was so desperate that he couldn't be more desperate. He knew that Blastoise could not be a match for Dragonite, but if he really surrendered, he would be laughed at by Zhang Cheng. Blastoise, use Rocket Headbutt. Chen Dian made up his mind to fight to the death. No matter how ugly the loss was, he would not accept the initiative to surrender. Blastoise didn't think as much as his trainer thought. After receiving the order, he condensed energy frantically. A large amount of energy gathered in Blastoise's head. After absorbing the energy around it, Blastoise launched Rocket Headbutt and attacked Dragonite with its huge body. Dragonite, use Guard. The power of Rocket Headbutt was very strong. Zhang Cheng didn't intend to let Dragonite resist it, but let it use Guard to dissolve Blastoise's attack first and then look for an opportunity to counterattack. Dragonite followed Zhang Cheng's instructions and quickly condensed energy to form a transparent barrier in front of it. Soon after the barrier was formed, Blastoise's Rocket Headbutt attacked, and its hard head hit the barrier hard. Under Blastoise's fierce attack, A large number of cracks began to appear on the barrier, and it was only a matter of time before it broke. Blastoise increased its strength and hit the barrier with its head again. This time the barrier finally couldn't withstand it and broke directly. After breaking the barrier, Blastoise carried the remaining strength and launched a rocket headbutt to hit the body of Dragonite. After defending the barrier, the power of Blastoise's rocket headbutt was greatly weakened, and Dragonite only lost a quarter of its health. Chapter 258 Advancement to the Top 20. Dragonite, use 100,000 volts. After blocking Blastoise's rocket headbutt, Zhang Cheng commanded Dragonite to counterattack and use a powerful electric attribute skill. Meow 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 meow. A large amount of electric attribute energy burst out from Dragonite's body, forming a strong electric current, which shot out quickly, aiming directly at Blastoise in front of it. Blaster, Dragon Wave. Chen Dian no longer had the idea of winning at this time. Facing the powerful 100,000 volt current, he had no intention of letting Blastoise dodge. Blastoise had no doubts about the trainer's order, and immediately gave up defense and began to condense powerful dragon attribute energy. Under Blastoise's control, the absorbed dragon attribute energy turned into waves with dragon attributes. After the dragon wave was formed, it attacked Dragonite not far away. The electric current formed by the 100,000 volt skill was extremely fast, and it hit Blastoise's body in an instant. Attacked by the high voltage current, Blastoise screamed in pain. A stream of burnt black smoke came out of its entire body, and its health was knocked down by 2/5. Fortunately, Blastoise has a high defense, and it was not seriously injured after being hit by 100,000 volts. Shortly after 100,000 volts hit, the dragon wave condensed by Blastoise also hit the electric dragon. The dragon wave used by Blastoise can cause high damage to the electric dragon because it has no power blessing of its own system. After the electric dragon was hit, its health was reduced to half. Facing the electric dragon, Blastoise was actually very frustrated. Blastoise is best at water skills. For this reason, Chen Dian specially equipped Blastoise with mysterious water drops, but when facing electric elves, the power of water skills is greatly reduced, and it can also be easily seriously injured by electric skills. Dragonite, use Thunder Attack. After hitting Blastoise with a 100,000 volt attack, Zhang Cheng took advantage of the victory and commanded Dragonite to use the more powerful electric skill Thunder Attack. Meow 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 meow. Thunder Attack requires a lot of electric energy. After receiving the trainer's command, Dragonite frantically condensed the surrounding electric energy. While condensing the electric energy, a strong energy burst out from Dragonite's body. The two electric energies gathered together and finally turned into a Thunder Dragon under Dragonite's control. After the Thunder Dragon was formed, it roared to the sky, and then attacked Blastoise with terrifying electric energy. Blastoise, continue to attack, use Freezing Beam. Chen Dian frantically commanded Blastoise to use other attribute skills to attack, knowing that water attribute skills were not effective against Dragonite. Blastoise quickly absorbed ice attribute energy, and a large amount of ice attribute energy turned into a beam of cold air in front of Blastoise. The freezing beam condensed and formed, and under the control of Blastoise, it attacked the Thunder Dragon with a biting cold. Thunder and freezing beams were sent out at the same time, attacking each other's Pokémon. A sturdy Thunder Dragon hit Blastoise head-on, and Blastoise suddenly felt numb all over, and an electric current ran through its body. Under the damage of this electric current, Blastoise's health value dropped wildly, and it was beaten to less than 1/6 of its last health. The other half of the freezing beam also successfully hit the Thunder Dragon. After this attack, the Thunder Dragon's health value was reduced by 1/6, and now only the last 1/3 of its health was left. Thunder Dragon used the electric shock to end the battle. Looking at Blastoise, who had been severely injured and almost had no fighting ability, Zhang Cheng asked the Thunder Dragon to use the ordinary electric attribute skill of the Thunder Dragon. With the powerful attack power of the Thunder Dragon, the electric shock trick was enough to get rid of the Blastoise. The electric dragon skillfully condensed a stream of electric energy. Since the electric energy required to use the electric shock trick was not much, the electric dragon easily condensed the energy. A fine electric current appeared, and under the control of the electric dragon, it attacked the dying Blastoise. At this time, Blastoise had just been severely injured by the Thunder skill, and its entire body was injured in many places. It was completely unable to fight back and could only watch the electric current attack. The electric current accurately hit the Blastoise. After being hit by the bottom of the health value, The Blastoise lost its combat ability and fell to the ground and fainted. Looking at the Blastoise lying on the ground, Chen Dian said nothing, took out the Pokeball to take the Blastoise back, and then left the competition venue without looking back. Chen Dian seemed to have no face to stay any longer. He boasted before the battle, and now he was completely abused by Zhang Cheng. This made Chen Dian feel ashamed and could only escape in disgrace. Seeing Chen Dian fleeing in panic, Zhang Cheng didn't care. After finding the referee to register the results of the game, he prepared to go to the cafeteria to prepare for dinner in advance. Zhang Cheng won the first round of today's game and advanced to the top 20. It was almost 5 o'clock after the game. After Zhang Cheng came to the cafeteria to eat dinner, Zhang Cheng took the injured elves to the elf treatment room and handed them over to the nurse to take care of them. After the elves' injuries were fully recovered, Zhang Cheng returned to the dormitory, first took out the energy cube to feed the elves, and then went to wash up. After washing up, Zhang Cheng lay on the bed and brushed his phone for a while, and then fell asleep directly. The next morning, Zhang Cheng turned off the alarm clock and continued to sleep in. Because of the competition system, the second round of the 25-20 competition still needs to continue today. In other words, Zhang Cheng has nothing to do today. The top 20 to the top 10 competition is tomorrow. Today, Zhang Cheng plans to have a good rest to relieve the fatigue brought by the competition in recent days. After sleeping until noon, Zhang Cheng didn't want to go out very much, so he simply ordered a takeaway. The delivery of food at Magic City University was very fast. In less than 20 minutes, the delivery guy had delivered lunch. After finishing lunch, Zhang Cheng continued to take a nap and got up in the afternoon. Zhang Cheng originally planned to lie in the dormitory for a day, but suddenly there were some things he needed to do, so he gave up the idea of lying dead. After going out, Zhang Cheng went straight to the Pokémon shop opened by Magic City University. After the previous rounds of battles, Zhang Cheng thought that relying on thief skills to snatch the opponent's props was not a good strategy. Because if you want to snatch props, you will definitely be attacked by the opponent's Pokémon. If the props you get are helpful to your Pokémon, it is acceptable, but if the props you take do not increase the Pokémon, it is actually a bit uneconomical. So Zhang Cheng came to the Pokémon shop this time to buy a set of suitable props for his Pokémon to improve the overall strength of the Pokémon. The top 10 competition is about to start. None of the trainers who can stay are easy to deal with. Zhang Cheng must be fully prepared and maximize his own strength. Chapter 259, Fighting for the Top 10. When he came to the elf shop, Zhang Cheng did not call for a shopping guide, but went into the merchandise area alone to start choosing. Zhang Cheng was very familiar with the effects of various elf props, and there was no impact without a shopping guide. Finally, after a round, Zhang Cheng bought suitable props for all 5 elves. The power of the water attribute skills of the fast-swimming frog is very strong under the blessing of rainy weather, so Zhang Cheng plans to increase the power of the fighting skills of the fast-swimming frog and buys the prop black belt for the fast-swimming frog that can increase the power of fighting skills. The skills that the electric dragon is good at are all electric attributes, and there is not much to say about this. Zhang Cheng bought a magnet for the electric dragon. After carrying the magnet, the power of the electric attribute skills used by the elves will be improved. The next prop chosen for Pidgeot is the sharp bird beak, which can increase the power of the elf's flying skills and is very suitable for Pidgeot. Swampert has 2 attributes that are good at ground and water. After a little hesitation, Zhang Cheng chose the mysterious water drop that enhances the power of water skills, so that Swampert can carry this prop and burst out stronger combat power in rainy weather. Finally, Zhang Cheng certainly couldn't leave behind his good daughter Diancie. Diancie's current combat power is not very strong. Zhang Cheng did not buy props to improve her combat power, but chose the Bell of Solace. The Bell of Solace can increase the intimacy between the elves and the trainer. Generally speaking, the initial intimacy between the mythical beast and the trainer will be lower than that of ordinary elves. Of course, Zhang Cheng did not feel this way about Diancie. Diancie is still very close and dependent on Zhang Cheng, but this does not prevent Zhang Cheng from buying the Bell of Solace. Of course, his daughter must be spoiled, and the higher the intimacy, the better. After confirming the 5 props that need to be purchased, Zhang Cheng took the props from the shelf and went to the cashier to check out. Because Zhang Cheng bought multiple props at a time, he could enjoy a discount. In the end, the 5 props cost a total of 1.6 million elf coins. For Zhang Cheng now, 1.6 million elf coins are a lot, but they are also within an acceptable range. During the summer vacation, Zhang Cheng earned hundreds of thousands of elf coins by taking on tasks, plus the admission fee to Magic City University. Zhang Cheng was still not in a hurry to be rich. If it were a year ago, this amount of money would be an astronomical figure for Zhang Cheng, but now is different from the past. After gaining strong strength, he earns more and more Pokémon coins. Besides, buying these props is also an investment for himself. As long as he can get a good ranking in this freshman competition, he can easily earn back the Pokémon coins he spent this time. After buying the props, Zhang Cheng took the elves back to the dormitory and gave the props to the elves. "Dad, what is this little bell for?" Diancie looked at the little bell in front of her curiously and asked in a baby voice. "This is the bell of comfort. After wearing this prop, Diancie will be closer to her trainer," Zhang Cheng explained. "Then let Diancie take it," Diancie said impatiently after knowing the function of the little bell. Zhang Cheng naturally would not refuse Diancie. At Diancie's request, Zhang Cheng hung the little bell around Diancie's neck. After carrying the soothing bell, Diancie felt that she had a much better impression of Zhang Cheng, and happily rubbed against Zhang Cheng's arms. Looking at the cute Diancie, Zhang Cheng smiled, looking forward to what kind of fighting power Diancie would have when she grew up. After putting all the props on the elves, Zhang Cheng took out the energy cube to feed them, and then urged them to rest early to get enough energy for tomorrow's game. After settling the elves, Zhang Cheng simply washed up, then turned off the lights and began to rest, in a good state to welcome tomorrow's game. The next morning, Zhang Cheng woke up before the alarm clock rang, dressed and washed up, and took the elves to the cafeteria for breakfast. After breakfast, because it was still early, there were still 2 or 3 hours before the start of the game. Zhang Cheng did not rush to the competition venue, but wandered around the school for a while, and arrived at the competition venue around 8 o'clock, waiting for the arrival of the referee. The referee arrived at the competition venue on time at 9 o'clock. After the referee arrived, he did not say much nonsense. After confirming that all the participating trainers were present, he started the draw directly. The rules of today's competition are very simple. 20 contestants will compete in a one-on-one elimination system. The winner will advance to the top 10 and the loser will be eliminated. The system draws lots very quickly, and the schedule is soon announced on the electronic big screen. Zhang Cheng's opponent this time is a trainer named Duan Hong. Zhang Cheng has noticed him in previous competitions. Duan Hong's most powerful Pokémon is a level 43 Blaziken. With this Blaziken, Duan Hong made it all the way to the top 20 finals. His strength is very strong. It happened that Zhang Cheng's game was the first game in the morning. After the game situation was announced, the referee led Zhang Cheng to the battle site. After arriving at the designated area of the battle site, Zhang Cheng also saw his opponent Duan Hong. Duan Hong is a tall and thin young man. The whole person looks full of a sense of strangers. After the referee confirmed that both of them were ready, he blew the whistle and announced the start of the game. "Pidgeot, prepare for battle, it's decided to be you, Mosquito." Both sides threw out the Pokeballs in their hands at the same time and sent out the first starting Pokemon to play. Zhang Cheng and Duan Hong were surprised when they saw the Pokemon sent by the other side. According to Duan Hong's habit, he should have sent out Blaziken as the first team, but he learned that Zhang Cheng's Frog was a water-type Pokemon and it was difficult for Blaziken to gain an advantage, so he chose to let Mosquito, which restrained Frog, start. Zhang Cheng chose a Panacea. If Duan Hong sent out Blaziken, Pidgeot could also restrain it. The second situation is that Duan Hong might specially prepare a grass-type Pokemon for Zhang Cheng's Frog and Swampert, in which case sending out Pidgeot can also perfectly restrain it. Combining all the above considerations, Zhang Cheng finally sent out Pidgeot to fight. Zhang Cheng thought that Duan Hong might send out Blaziken, and he also thought that the opponent might send out a grass-type Pokemon. But he did not expect that Duan Hong would send out Mosquito, which is also a flying-type Pokemon. It was originally a contest between fighting-type Pokémon, but it turned into a game between flying-type Pokémon under the routines of both sides. I didn't expect it to be a battle between flying-type Pokémon. I thought I could see Blaziken and Frog, but they turned out to be two house birds. Do you think Duan Hong is stupid? The opponent's Frog has water attributes, so won't Blaziken get beaten if it goes up? After the two sent out their Pokémon, the onlookers also began to discuss. Chapter 260. The Battle of the Housebirds. Although it was a bit unexpected, it was not a big threat. Zhang Cheng had full confidence in his Pidgeot. After entering the combat state, Zhang Cheng quickly turned on the detection system and checked the data of Duanhong's Mukahawk. Name, Mukahawk, level 43, gender, female, qualification, B attributes, general, flying, carrying props, sharp-bird beak. The power of the flying skills of the Pokemon carrying this prop will be improved. Basic skills, impact, call, lightning flash, wing attack, shadow clone, reckless, blow fly, swallow return, slam, high speed movement. Learning skills, hold, destroy. Light inherited skills, parrot mimicry, steel wings, feathered roosting. Characteristics, sacrifice. The Pokemon with this characteristic will increase the power of the moves with reaction force. Note: Mukahawk is a raptor Pokemon with a fierce personality. Even if it encounters an opponent bigger than itself, it will challenge it courageously. Duanhong's Mukahawk has a hidden characteristic of sacrifice. This characteristic is very powerful when combined with the high-damage flying trick Brave Bird attack. However, Zhang Cheng discovered through the detection system that this Mukahawk has not yet mastered the Brave Bird frenzy, which makes it less threatening. It is worth noting that Duanhong's Mukahawk inherited the ability to mimic parrots, which makes it difficult for Zhang Cheng to let Pidgeot use Brave Bird frenzy, because as long as Pidgeot launches Brave Bird frenzy, Duanhong will definitely let Mukahawk use Parrot frenzy to replicate it. In the case of two elves using Brave Bird frenzy at the same time, Mukahawk will definitely have the advantage. The existence of the self-sacrifice characteristic can increase the power of Brave Bird frenzy used by Mukahawk. Another point is that this Mukahawk can use the skill of reckless action. Zhang Cheng has a deep understanding of how useful this trick is, so when Mukahawk enters the residual blood state, he must hold the skill in his hand to prevent the opponent from using reckless action to exchange blood. Mukahawk used the slam. Duanhong saw that Zhang Cheng did not launch an attack immediately, and immediately took the initiative and commanded Mukahawk to use the slam. The ram skill can also trigger the self-sacrifice feature. If you can't use Brave Bird attack, ramming is a very suitable skill for Mukahawk. After receiving Duanhong's order, Mukahawk flapped its wings, absorbed the energy around it and attached it to its body, and its entire body carried a powerful force and crashed into Pidgeot. Pidgeot used Brave Bird attack. Seeing that Mukahawk took the lead in launching the attack, Zhang Cheng directly asked Pidgeot to use Brave Bird attack. Mukahawk was launching a ram attack, and at this time it could not use parroting to imitate a Brave Bird attack skill. Beep beep. Facing the attacking Mukahawk, Pidgeot was full of fighting spirit, and frantically condensed a large amount of flying energy attached to its body. With a rich flying energy attached, Pidgeot launched Brave Bird attack, and rushed towards Mukahawk with its entire body. The two elves collided in midair, and the powerful impact force exploded at the moment of collision, and the two elves flew backwards at the same time. The power of the slam skill launched by Mukahawk is not as high as that of the Brave Bird's attack, but the self-sacrifice characteristic makes up for this, making the slam attack of Mukahawk and the Brave Bird's attack skill of Pidgeot's equally powerful. The two Pokémons were attacked by each other at the same time, and Pidgeot's health was reduced by 1/3, while Mukahawk's health was reduced by 2/5. Pidgeot had a certain advantage in this first confrontation, because the Brave Bird's attack launched by Pidgeot had the power of the sharp beak. Although Mukahawk also carried the sharp beak, the slam he launched was a general skill and could not trigger the effect of the sharp beak. Mukahawk used the destruction ray. Duanhong's fighting style was very extreme. After the slam attack did not take advantage, he directly let Mukahawk use the general killer move of the destruction ray. The destruction ray can burst out a very powerful force, but the side effects are also very huge. After using the destruction ray, the Pokemon will lose the ability to move for a period of time. The trainer's personality has a great influence on the Pokemon. After receiving Duanhong's order, Mukahawk did not hesitate at all, and his whole body burst out with an extremely rich energy. At the same time as the energy in his body burst out, a suction force burst out from Mukahawk's body, quickly gathering the energy around him. The two energies gathered in front of Mukahawk, and then turned into a light yellow light. The light seemed weak, but it gave people a fatal sense of crisis. Pidgeot quickly used the defense. Zhang Cheng did not expect Duanhong to be so extreme. Mukahawk's destructive ray was blessed with the power of the system, and it could indeed burst out with a very terrifying power. But if Mukahawk's attack did not defeat Pidgeot, then it would fall into a very passive situation. Zhang Cheng naturally did not dare to take such a terrifying attack head-on, and decisively let Pidgeot use the defense. As long as he could withstand Mukahawk's attack, it would be Pidgeot's turn to counterattack. Beep beep. Pidgeot quickly flapped his wings, condensing a rich energy to form a transparent barrier in front of him. At the same time as the barrier was formed, the destruction ray of Eagle also attacked. The pale yellow light hit the barrier, and the barrier kept making a piercing sound. The power of the destruction ray was very terrifying. Holding the barrier could only reduce the damage, and could not completely resist the opponent's offensive. After a brief stalemate, the destruction ray shattered the barrier, and the remaining energy hit Pidgeot's body. Under the attack of the destruction ray, Pidgeot's health was knocked down by half, and now Pidgeot only had nearly 1/6 of his health left. Seeing that Pidgeot was seriously injured, Zhang Cheng did not show any worry. As long as Pidgeot did not lose his fighting ability, he would have the advantage. At the same time, Duanhong saw that Eagle did not defeat Pidgeot, and his face became a little ugly. This attack of the destruction ray severely injured Pidgeot. It seemed that Eagle had the advantage, but it was not the case. It takes a great price to use the destruction ray. In the next period of time, Eagle will successfully become a living target for Pidgeot. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird attack again. Taking advantage of the time when Mook's Hawk was stiff after using the destruction ray, Zhang Cheng commanded Pidgeot to use Brave Bird attack again. Beep. Pidgeot was also very angry after being severely injured by Mook's Hawk. When it was time to counterattack, Pidgeot was merciless and frantically concentrated all the flying energy in his body. The rich flying energy attached to Pidgeot's whole body. After attaching the energy, Pidgeot vibrated his wings and burst out powerful energy to attack Mook's Hawk. Mook's Hawk, who had just used the destruction ray, naturally had no way to avoid Pidgeot's attack. A powerful Brave Bird attack hit Mook's body. After Mook's Hawk was hit by this attack, its health value quickly dropped to only the last 1/5. Chapter 261 Flame Chicken. After using Brave Bird Fierce attack to cause damage to Mook's Hawk, Pidgeot was also affected by the reaction force of Brave Bird Fierce attack, and the remaining 1/5 of his life was reduced to less than 1/10. Pidgeot, use Storm. After a Brave Bird Fierce attack hit, Zhang Cheng took advantage of the victory and did not give Mook's Hawk any chance. He commanded Pidgeot to continue to use high-damage flying skills to attack. Beep beep. Pidgeot's willpower was very strong. The serious injuries on his body did not affect it at all. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, he began to collect flying energy around him. A large amount of flying energy turned into a storm under Pidgeot's control. As the energy continued to be injected, the storm began to become restless and full of aggressiveness. When the power of the storm condensed to the maximum, Pidgeot flapped his wings and pushed the storm towards Mook's Hawk. Mook's Hawk, use Hold. Pidgeot's attack came too fast. When Mook's Hawk was able to move, a strong storm had already arrived in front of Mook's Hawk. Seeing the fast approaching storm, Duanhong immediately ordered Mook to use Hold, trying to resist Pidgeot's attack. After the stiff state was lifted, Mook was still a little dazed. After hearing Duanhong's command, he instinctively began to condense energy. Unfortunately, Mook was still a step slower. Before the barrier was condensed, the storm swept in and hit Mook's body hard. Mook, who was in a state of low health, was attacked by the storm, and his health was directly emptied. The whole body lost balance and fell to the ground, losing the ability to fight. Come back, Mook. Facing Mook's defeat, Duanhong did not show any emotion. After taking back Mook, who had lost his ability to fight, he directly threw out the second Pokeball. Blaze Chicken, it's your turn to perform. Duanhong believed that the seriously injured Pidgeot would not pose much threat to Blaze Chicken, so he confidently sent Blaze Chicken directly. Looking at the Flame Chicken that appeared in the battlefield, Zhang Cheng immediately turned on the detection system and began to check the specific information of this Flame Chicken. Name, Flame Chicken, level 43, gender, male, qualification, 8 attributes, fire, fighting, carrying props, black belt. The power of fighting skills of the elves carrying this prop will be improved. Basic skills, grab, call, spark, sand splash, peck, flame vortex, double kick, energy flame attack, lightning flash, bodybuilding, gas gathering, flame kick, flame fist. Learning skills, jet flame, defend, tile splitting. Inherited skills, double return, flame splash, high speed movement, feather dance. Characteristics, acceleration. The elves with this characteristic will get faster and faster in the battle. Note, Flame Chicken, a fierce fire Pokemon, has a strong waist and feet, and can easily jump over the height of a 30-story building. Through the system, Zhang Cheng learned that this is an accelerated chicken. With the existence of the acceleration characteristic, the speed of Flame Chicken in the battle will get faster and faster. This Blaziken uses fighting skills as its main attack method. It has mastered many fighting skills and is also good at many fire attribute skills. Pidgeot, use the Air Blade. After knowing that Blaziken has the acceleration characteristic, Zhang Cheng quickly commanded Pidgeot to attack first. If Blaziken takes the initiative, Pidgeot, who is in a low health state, may not have the opportunity to attack. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot quickly condensed the last energy in his body and formed a large number of air blades in mid-air. After the air blades were formed, they carried a strong destructive force and swept towards Blaziken. Blazer, hold on. Facing the incoming air blades, Duinhong commanded Blaziken to defend. The flying skills are still very effective for Blaziken. Duinhong naturally did not want Blaziken to consume its health in vain. Looking at the flying air blades, Blaziken's eyes flashed coldly, and he quickly controlled the energy in front of him to form a transparent barrier. After the barrier was formed, the flying air blades were blocked. However, the power of the air blades was not enough to break the barrier formed by Blaziken. Blazer, use the Jet of Flames. After resisting Pidgeot's attack, Duinhong commanded Blaziken to launch a counterattack and use a powerful Jet of Flames. The acceleration feature was triggered, and Blaziken's speed was increased. The rich fire attribute energy gathered in Blaziken's mouth and then turned into a high-temperature column of fire and sprayed out. The air blade just now had exhausted all of Pidgeot's strength. Facing the jet of fire, Pidgeot lost his ability to fight after being hit. You have done well. Come back and rest, Pidgeot. Zhang Cheng took back the Pidgeot that had lost its ability to fight, and then sent out the frog to fight. Frog, it's you. Facing Duinhong's powerful Blaziken, Zhang Cheng sent out the frog to restrain the opponent to fight. Blazer, double kick. Even when facing the frog that had a controller relationship, Duinhong did not dodge and directly commanded Blaziken to launch a fighting skill attack. Frog, let it know how powerful you are. Use the waterfall attack. Seeing the arrogant behavior of Blaziken, Zhang Cheng planned to let Frog teach it a lesson and let Duinhong know that not everyone can be a master of reverse attributes. Yobo Frog also felt that it was provoked. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, a powerful water element energy burst out from Frog. The rich water element energy surrounded the whole body. Frog's eyes were cold, and his strong body carried a powerful force to crash into Blaziken. At the same time when the double kick hit Frog, Frog's waterfall attack was activated, and two powerful energies of different attributes collided. In terms of energy intensity, Blaziken has an advantage because of the blessing of the black belt prop, but Frog has a restraint in terms of attributes. The waterfall attack launched by Frog has double damage after hitting Blaziken. The rich energy generated a powerful shock wave, which shocked the two Pokémons and sent them flying backwards. Under the attack of Flame's double kick with the blessing of the black belt, Frog's health value was knocked down by 1/3. The other side of the Flame Chicken was more seriously injured. Although the power of the waterfall attack of the quick-swimming frog was not as strong as the double kick, it had the advantage of attribute restrained and directly knocked off nearly half of the Flame Chicken's health. In this first confrontation, the quick-swimming frog had the upper hand. Quick-swimming frog, use the rain. After the first battle between the two elves, Zhang Cheng chose to let the quick-swimming frog use the rainy weather to enhance the power of the water attribute skills and pave the way for the subsequent battle. Chapter 262 Attribute Advantages. Yobo Frog quickly condensed a large amount of water element energy. After the water element energy was formed, it turned into dark clouds under Frog's control and then rose to the sky. After the dark clouds rose to the sky, a large amount of water drops soon fell, and rainy weather formed. In the next period of time, the power of water attribute skills used by Pokémon in the battlefield will be increased, while the power of fire attribute skills will be reduced. The trainers who were watching around the competition field started a heated discussion when they saw the long-awaited duel between Blaziken and Frog began. Duinhong's Blaziken is so domineering, it defeated Pidgeot so easily, that Pidgeot was already at low health, and Blaziken's victory over Pidgeot doesn't mean anything. Who do you think is stronger, Frog or Blaziken? It must be Frog. The advantage of comparing attributes is there, and it's hard for Blaziken to turn the tables. Do you think there is a possibility that the two of them will have a duel of fighting skills? Dude, you think too much? This is a competition. Who will give you these things? If Frog gives up water skills and competes with Blaziken in fighting skills, then this trainer is probably problematic. Everyone is very concerned about Frog and Blaziken. In terms of attributes, most trainers are optimistic about Frog. Blaze used the tile split, while Frog was using the rain call. Duinhong commanded Blaziken to use its best fighting skills to attack. After receiving Duinhong's order, Blaziken gathered a powerful fighting energy on his right arm. After the energy was gathered, Flame Chicken's legs burst out with amazing jumping power, and in a flash, it came in front of the Frog, and launched a tile-splitting attack with its right arm carrying a powerful force. The Frog was hit by the tile-splitting skill head-on, and its health was reduced to less than half, with about 2/5 left. Don't give Frog a chance to fight back. Flame Chicken will use another double kick. After hitting Frog, Duinhong immediately gave an order for Flame Chicken to continue attacking. Duinhong knew that he couldn't give Frog a chance to attack. With a blessing of rainy weather, if Frog used its full strength to attack with a waterfall, Flame Chicken in a half state would not be able to resist it. Flame Chicken also knew the power of the Frog in front of him, and quickly gathered the fighting energy around him on his muscular legs. Your idea is good, but too naive. Looking at Blaziken, who was gathering energy, Zhang Cheng said to Duinhong meaningfully, "My fast-swimming frog has the characteristic of swimming freely." Duinhong, who had been very calm, began to panic after hearing Zhang Cheng's words. If the fast-swimming frog had the characteristic of swimming freely, at this stage, its speed would definitely be faster than Blaziken with the characteristic of acceleration. If the fast-swimming frog was faster than Blaziken, then Duinhong's plan would fail. Facing the defeat of Mosquito, Duinhong was still able to accept it because he had a powerful Blaziken. Now that Blaziken was at risk of being defeated, Duinhong naturally couldn't sit still. Blaziken was his trump card, and the consequences of losing the trump card were self-evident. Fast-swimming frog, use waterfall climbing. Looking at Duinhong's panic, Zhang Cheng did not hesitate at all and quickly commanded the fast-swimming frog to use the waterfall climbing skill to attack the opponent's Blaziken. Yobo, in rainy weather, the characteristics of the fast-swimming frog were used, and the speed was doubled, and the rich water attribute energy quickly condensed on the body. In a very short time, Frogger gathered all the energy, then used his legs to quickly come to the front of Blaziken and hide it with his whole body. At this time, Blaziken had just gathered the fighting energy and had not had time to use the double kick before it was forcibly interrupted by Frogger. Being hit by Frogger's waterfall attack, Blaziken's whole body flew backwards and fell heavily on the ground. The waterfall attack used by Frogger this time had the power of the original system and the blessing of rainy weather, and the damage was doubled after hitting Blaziken. After Blaziken, which had nearly half of its health, was hit by the waterfall attack, its health was directly emptied, and it lay on the ground and lost its ability to fight. This was the first time Zhang Cheng used the weather tactic in the freshman competition, and the effect was also very good, directly defeating the opponent's main Pokémon Blaziken. Frogger is so strong, it defeated Duinhong's Blaziken. It ended too quickly. I thought the two of them would fight for a long time. The trainers watching were all a little caught off guard when they saw Blaziken being defeated. Come back, Blaziken. Duinhong took out the Pokéball to retrieve Blaziken, and then threw out his third Pokéball. Blaziken's defeat did not mean that there was no chance of winning. Duinhong, who had experienced many battles, quickly adjusted his mentality and focused on the next battle. Soaring, prepare for battle. The third Pokémon Duinhong sent out was Soaring, the evolution of Eevee. This was also the first time Zhang Cheng saw Sun Eevee in a battle. After seeing Sun Eevee, Zhang Cheng quickly turned on the detection system, and a lot of information suddenly appeared in his mind. Name, Sun Eevee, level 42, gender, female, qualification, B attribute, psychic, carrying props, none, basic skills, impact, tail wagging, calling, lightning flash, sand throwing, telekinesis, high speed, stars, fantasy light, predicting the future, self-suggestion, morning light, mental strength, learning skills, mental shock, keeping, genetic skills, synchronous interference, fake crying characteristics, magic mirror. Elves with this characteristic will not be affected by the opponent's transformation moves, and will rebound their effects. Note, Sun Eevee, a sun Pokemon, can feel the subtle flow of air through its body hair. The data of this Sun Eevee is pretty good. It is a relatively strong elf and is good at using psychic skills. Sun Eevee, use predicting the future. Duinhong commanded Sun Eevee to use the high-powered psychic skill predicting the future. Future sight is a very special skill. After using this skill, the Pokemon will not cause damage to the enemy immediately, but will delay the damage for a period of time. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, a strong psychic energy burst out from the body of Celebi. This psychic energy turned into a strange light, which quickly shot towards Frog after it was formed. Are you so confident that your Celebi can hold on until the damage of Future Sight is triggered? Zhang Cheng was a little surprised to see Duanhong let Celebi use Future Sight, because the damage of this skill is delayed, which will give Frog more attack opportunities. Duanhong has seen Frog's attack power, and Celebi can hardly resist Frog's continuous attack. Chapter 263 Son Ibrahimovic's Counterattack. Facing Zhang Cheng's doubts, Duanhong did not respond. Just as Zhang Cheng believed in Frog, he also believed in his son Eevee. Frog, use hot water. Facing son Eevee, Zhang Cheng chose to let Frog use water skills to attack. In rainy weather, the power of Frog's water skills was greatly improved. Yobo after Frog received Zhang Cheng's order, it quickly absorbed the water attribute energy around it. The water element was very active in rainy weather, and Frog quickly absorbed a large amount of water attribute energy. The gathered water attribute energy turned into very high temperature hot water under Frog's control. The hot water was very aggressive. After Frog's hot water condensed into shape, the Sun Elf's predictive future skill was activated. A strange light hit Frog and disappeared without causing any damage to Frog. At the same time, Frog's hot water sprayed out, and the high-temperature water attribute energy hit Sun Eevee's body. Under the attack of hot water, Celebi's HP was knocked down by nearly 1/3, and because of the extremely high temperature of the hot water, the accompanying burn effect was triggered. Fortunately, Celebi mainly relies on special attacks for output, and the physical attack reduced by the burn effect does not have much impact on it, but it is still slowly consuming Celebi's HP. Swimper, continue, use the waterfall attack. After the hot water skill took effect, Zhang Cheng commanded Swimper to continue the offensive, and he planned to defeat Celebi before the Future Sight skill took effect. Yobo, Swimper was full of fighting spirit, and became more and more courageous. A strong water attribute energy burst out from his strong body. With the blessing of this water attribute energy, Swimper launched the waterfall, and the whole body carried a powerful force to attack Celebi. Swimper, use hold. Facing Swimper's aggressive offensive, Duanhong chose to let Celebi use hold to defend, so as to delay time and let the Future Sight skill take effect. The waterfall attack of Frog is extremely powerful, and Sun Eevee is under great pressure. Seeing the attack of Frog, Frog quickly bursts out the potential of the whole body, condensing a large amount of energy to form a solid barrier in front of it. After the barrier is formed, Frog's waterfall attack is launched, and the powerful water attribute energy is accompanied by Frog's body and hits the barrier fiercely. Under the rainy weather and the blessing of this skill, Zhang Cheng thought that Frog's attack could forcibly break the barrier condensed by Sun Eevee. But after the two collided, the solid barrier was not broken, but a large number of cracks were exposed. Looking at the barrier that resisted the waterfall attack, Zhang Cheng guessed that Duanhong should have conducted special training on Sun Eevee's guarding skills, otherwise it would be difficult to resist Frog's powerful attack with just ordinary guarding skills. After resisting Frog's attack, Sun Eevee's health value was slightly reduced due to the influence of burns. Solar Eevee, use psychic power. Duanhong calculated that the future cognition would take effect soon. When Solar Eevee's health was still safe, he chose to launch an attack and let Solar Eevee use psychic power and future cognition to perform a combined attack to severely damage Frog. Solar Eevee quickly absorbed the psychic energy around it, and the rich psychic energy turned into powerful telekinesis, attacking Frog at a very fast speed. Frog, use water wave. Zhang Cheng looked at the incoming psychic power and chose to let Frog use the long-range attack skill water wave. Because if Frog used the close-range attack of waterfall climbing at this time, it would probably be interrupted by psychic power. Now Zhang Cheng only needed to lower Solar Eevee's health as much as possible. He still had a Pokémon that had not been used yet, which had a huge advantage at this time, so he didn't need to think too much. Yobo Frog skillfully condensed the water attribute energy, and the absorbed water attribute energy turned into water ripples under the control of Frog. After the water ripples were formed, they flew towards Tailwind at the fastest speed. In rainy weather, Frog was very fast. Although Water Wave was released later, it hit Tailwind first. Tailwind was attacked by Water Wave and its health was reduced to the last 1/3. After Frog's attack hit, Tailwind's mental power also attacked, and powerful psychic energy burst out. Frog felt great mental pain and its health was rapidly decreasing. After the mental power burst out, a strange psychic energy burst out again in Frog's body. The skill of predicting the future took effect, and Frog was attacked by two powerful psychic energy attacks at the same time, and its health continued to decrease. Frog had suffered some injuries in the battle with Blaziken, and now it was reasonably attacked by two high-powered skills launched by Tailwind, and finally it couldn't hold on and fell to the ground and lost its ability to fight. After defeating Frog, Tailwind's burn was triggered again. After these consecutive burns, Tailwind's condition became very bad, and now it only has less than 1/3 of its health. Strider, you did a great job. Let Swampert take over the next battle. Brother Zhang took back the stroller that had lost its ability to fight, and then quickly threw out Swampert's Pokeball. Swampert, get ready for battle. The third Pokemon Zhang Cheng sent out was Swampert, which could also get a big boost in rainy weather, making it the best Pokemon choice at this time. Soaring, use Morning Light. During the time when Zhang Cheng replaced the Pokemon, Duanhong commanded Soaring to use the Morning Light skill that could restore its health. The use of the Morning Light skill by the Pokemon would be affected by the weather, and the recovery effect of Morning Light would be reduced in rainy weather, but Duanhong had no other choice. With Sovereign's current state, it was necessary to use recovery skills to increase its health, otherwise it would be difficult to resist even the damage caused by burns. After launching the Morning Light skill, a large amount of energy was absorbed by Sovereign, and after absorbing the special energy, Sovereign's health was restored to half. Under the influence of rainy weather, it was obvious that the Morning Light skill was very ineffective, and only restored 1/6 of Sovereign's health. Swampert, Waterfall Attack. As a powerful physical attacker of the Rainy Day team, Zhang Cheng directly commanded Swampert to use a powerful waterfall attack. Gonna after receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Swampert flapped its limbs and quickly absorbed the surrounding water attribute energy around its body. After condensing a large amount of energy, Swampert burst out at an astonishing speed and attacked the Sun EV. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 264 Advancement to the Top 10. Swampert came to the front of Sunavi, and launched a waterfall attack. The rich water attribute burst out and hit Sunavi's body hard. Swampert's physical attack is already very high. This attack of the waterfall attack launched by Swampert has a local power bonus, plus the increase of mysterious water drops and rainy weather. The power has reached a very terrifying level. After Sunavi was hit by Swampert's waterfall attack, the whole body flew out, the health value was quickly emptied, and it fell to the ground and lost its combat ability. Swampert's attack directly killed Duanhong's Sunavi in seconds. With the fall of Sunavi, the result of this top 10 battle was also decided. Come back, Sunavi. Duanhong took out the Pokeball to take back the Sunavi who had lost his combat ability. You are very strong, and I am convinced that I lost to you, Duanhong affirmed Zhang Cheng's strength. Your Pokemon are also very strong. I believe we will have the opportunity to fight in future games. Then we will have a good fight again, Zhang Cheng also said from the heart. The two met each other in chess and appreciated each other. After the game, they became friends. After a brief chat with Duanhong, Zhang Cheng found the referee to register his results and then left the competition venue. This Zhang Cheng's strength is too terrifying. I didn't expect that in addition to his high level and powerful elves, he can also use weather tactics. I don't know how many cards this guy has, but it doesn't matter to me. I was eliminated a long time ago. I just need to stand aside and watch the show. I'm lucky. I haven't met this guy yet. As long as I can win later, I will be promoted to the top 10 and get elf coins. Haha, I don't have any dreams. I will be satisfied if I can enter the top 10, you are too unambitious. With your strength, I think you can impact the top 5, young man, you think too simply. There are many hidden talents among this class of freshmen. It's good enough for me to enter the top 10 with my strength. Is it as mysterious as you said? Are the strength of our freshmen so strong? What do you think? In addition to Zhang Cheng, our freshmen also have the son of the deputy mayor of Mo City. He has very rare elves in his hands, and his strength may be better than Zhang Cheng. Then this competition will be interesting. I wonder who will win the championship in the end. After Zhang Cheng's game, The onlookers were discussing the situation of this year's freshmen. Zhang Cheng didn't pay much attention to these gossips. He thought very simply that he could handle any tricks. After leaving the competition venue, Zhang Cheng took the injured elves to the treatment room for treatment. During the treatment of the elves, Zhang Cheng had nothing to do, so he simply found a place in the hall of the treatment room to sit and browse his phone, waiting for the elves' injuries to recover. At about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the elves' injuries had all recovered. Seeing that the elves had returned to normal, Zhang Cheng took them out of the treatment room and went to the school cafeteria for lunch. After lunch, he returned to the dormitory, took out the energy cube to supplement the elves' nutrition, and he lay on the bed for a nap. In the evening, Zhang Cheng ordered a takeaway for dinner, then washed up, and used the rest of the time to learn about the latest elf news. Finally, after playing 2 games to relax, Zhang Cheng went to sleep. The next morning, urged by the alarm, Zhang Cheng got up and washed his face. After going out, he went to the cafeteria for a simple breakfast, and then came to the competition venue. Today's competition is 10 to 5. The 10 trainers who have advanced will fight against each other again, leaving 5 trainers. The winning 5 trainers will enter the top 3 tomorrow. The top 3 can get 5 million Pokémon coins, while the top 10 can get 3 million. The gap is not small. Shortly after Zhang Cheng arrived at the competition venue, the referees arrived and began to draw lots to assign opponents. The efficiency of the draw was very fast. In less than a minute, the big screen in the center of the competition venue announced today's battle information. Looking at the battle information on the big screen, Zhang Cheng found that there were only 2 girls among the top 10 trainers. In fact, a girl named Li Han was Zhang Cheng's opponent here. As for the time of the game, it was the second game, which was scheduled to start at 10 o'clock. After understanding the battle situation, Zhang Cheng came to the rest area and waited quietly for his game to start. Due to the big difference in strength between the 2 players, the first match was decided quickly, and Zhang Cheng's match time was advanced. After the first match, Zhang Cheng came to the corresponding battle area under the guidance of the referee. A girl in a JK uniform came forward, and she was Zhang Cheng's opponent this time, Li Han. Li Han was the kind of ice beauty who spoke less. After arriving at the battle site, she had no intention of communicating. She took out the Pokeball and waited for the game to start. After the referee confirmed that both sides were ready, he blew the whistle to announce the start of the game. Hearing the whistle, Zhang Cheng and Li Han threw the Pokeballs in their hands at the same time. Frog, prepare for battle. Mariluli, it's you. Zhang Cheng sent out Frog as the first Pokemon, and Li Han sent out the Dragon Slayer Mariluli. Seeing that the opponent Li Han sent out Mariluli as the first Pokemon, Zhang Cheng knew that Li Han had done a good job of researching his Pokemon. Mariluli, with water and fairy attributes, has a resisting effect on the fighting and water skills that Frog is good at, and has an absolute advantage in attributes. None of the trainers who can enter the top 10 are easy to deal with. Zhang Cheng had a deep understanding of this when he saw the opponent's starting Pokemon. However, Zhang Cheng is still confident in his Pokemon. The disadvantage in attributes can be compensated by the trainer's command and the Pokemon's hard power. As usual, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection system to check the data of this Marill. Name, Marill, level 42, gender, female, qualification, B attributes, water, fairy items, carrot, soul, vanilla. The elf carrying this item can remove the abnormal state once when it is unable to use a move. Basic skills, impact, water gun, playing in water, bubbles, becoming round, rolling, bubble ray, water tail, flirting, water ring, praying for rain, self-sacrifice, collision, learning skills, waterfall climbing, holding, light wall, inherited skills, mountation, turbid stream characteristics, strongman. The elf with this characteristic will double the power of physical attack moves. Note, Marill, the water rabbit Pokemon, is the evolved form of Marill. It has very developed ears and can clearly hear and locate even in fierce water flow. Chapter 265, Hercules Characteristics. Li Han's Marilliry has good qualifications and has mastered powerful water and fairy physical attack skills. With a Hercules characteristic, it can burst out with strong power. At the same time, Li Han also gave her Marilliry a spiritual vanilla, which can help Marilliry remove an abnormal state and ensure that Marilliry has a good output space. Zhang Cheng's original strategy was to let the fast-swimming Frog open the rainy weather, and then fight with a blessing of the rainy weather. But after understanding Marillari's situation, Zhang Cheng gave up this idea, because under the blessing of rainy weather, Marillari's water attribute skills may be more terrifying than the fast-swimming frog. Mariluli, use frolicking. Li Han directly commanded Marillari to use fairy skills to attack. Frolicking is a fairy physical attack skill, and the power will be doubled when Marillari uses it. After Marillion received the trainer's order, a strong fairy energy burst out from her round body. With the blessing of this fairy energy, Marillion quickly rushed towards Frog. Frog, use bodybuilding. Frog's skills were not effective against Marillion, so Zhang Cheng planned to let Frog strengthen its own strength first, and then look for an opportunity to counterattack. Yobo Frog opened its arms and absorbed a large amount of fighting energy around it. Under the effect of this energy, Frog's physical attack and physical defense were improved. Marillion would definitely choose to use physical attack skills to attack because of her strongman characteristics. Frog's bodybuilding was still very effective and could effectively reduce the damage it received. Marillion's speed was very slow, and she only approached after Frog used bodybuilding. After approaching the frog, Marillari burst out a strong fairy energy. Under Marillari's control, this fairy energy surrounded the body of the frog, as if playing with it. The seemingly non-aggressive energy, after contacting the frog, kept hitting the frog's skin, trying to enter the frog's body. Under this powerful fairy energy attack, the frog was instantly hit hard. Fairy skills have a restraining effect on the frog, and there are also strongman characteristics and power blessing of this system. Even with a physical defense of bodybuilding, the frog lost 2/5 of its health. Frog, use bodybuilding again. Zhang Cheng chose to continue to let the frog use bodybuilding to improve its own attributes and pave the way for the next counterattack. Yobo the fast-swimming frog has absolute trust in Zhang Cheng. After Zhang Cheng gave the order, it quickly condensed a large amount of fighting energy and absorbed it into its body, and the physical attack and physical defense of the fast-swimming frog were once again improved. Mariluli, continue to use the playful attack. Li Han also chose to let Mariluli use the playful attack, which is the best move for Mariluli against the fast-swimming frog. Mariluli currently only has the only fairy skill, playful, and the water attribute skill is not very effective against the fast-swimming frog, so choosing to use the playful attack continuously is the best choice. The fairy-type physical attack skills are very few, and Mariluli has no way to master new fairy-type skills through skill learning machines and inheritance, which also makes Mariluli's fairy-type attack methods very monotonous. However, this powerful physical attack fairy-type skill is enough, which can cause a high blow to the dragon-type elves. At the same time, because of the existence of the fairy attribute, it can be immune to the attack of dragon-type skills. Mariluli is still a famous dragon slayer. Following Li Han's instructions, Mariluli continued to gather fairy energy and used the play skill to attack the fast-swimming frog. The fast-swimming frog was hit by the play skill again. After stacking physical defense twice in a row, Mariluli's damage to the fast-swimming frog was reduced, and the fast-swimming frog was hit to 1/3 of its health. Looking at the remaining health of the fast-swimming frog, Zhang Cheng's eyes flickered slightly, and after a little hesitation, he chose to let the fast-swimming frog use bodybuilding again. Fast-swimming frog, continue to use bodybuilding. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog skillfully absorbed the fighting energy around it. After absorbing this energy, the physical attack and physical defense of the fast-swimming frog continued to increase. Li Han on the other side felt something was wrong, but she didn't have many other choices, so she continued to let Mariluli use the play attack. The play skill hit the body of the fast-swimming frog again. After stacking 3 physical defenses, the fast-swimming frog resisted Mariluli's third attack and its health was reduced to the last 5th. Now, frog, use your reckless attack. Zhang Cheng was waiting for this moment. When Frog's health was running low and Maril was very close, he ordered Frog to use his reckless attack. Yobo, a powerful energy quickly burst out from Frog, who had rich combat experience. With the help of this energy, Frog slammed into Maril. At close range, the clumsy Maril had no time to dodge and was directly hit by Frog's reckless attack. Maril suffered a heavy blow from this reckless attack, and her health was directly reduced from full health to 1/5. Continue to attack, use Explosion Fist. After severely injuring Maril, Zhang Cheng commanded Frog to use his best fighting skill, Explosion Fist. Yobo after receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, Frog skillfully condensed a strong fighting energy, and a large amount of fighting energy gathered on Frog's fists. After the fighting energy was condensed, the fast swim frog used its legs to punch Marillary with a powerful punch. Marillary used the hold. Seeing the fast swim frog attacking quickly, Li Han ordered Marillary to use the hold to defend. Marillary had a strong psychological quality. Facing the powerful attack of the fast swim frog, she was not panicked at all. She skillfully condensed the energy around her body to form a transparent hold barrier. The next second after the hold barrier was formed, the fast swim frog's explosion fist hit the barrier. After 3 bodybuilding attack power increases, the power of the explosion fist used by the fast swim frog this time reached an unprecedented level. The terrifying fighting energy poured onto the transparent barrier, which shook violently after being attacked, and then broke directly. After breaking through the defense of the barrier, the fast swim frog continued to exert force, and his fists carried a powerful force to hit Marillary's body. Attacked by the explosion fist, Marillary was smashed and flew backwards, falling heavily on the edge of the battlefield. Chapter 266 Yoga Power. After being hit by the explosive punch of the fast-swimming frog, its health value decreased rapidly, but it was not defeated, and it retained nearly 1/10 of its health value. Marillary has a resistance effect on fighting skills, and the defense skill just used reduced the power of the explosive punch, which prevented Marillary from being defeated. Marillary used frolicking. Li Han saw that Marillary had not lost her fighting ability, and quickly responded, letting Marillary use the fairy skill that restrained the fast-swimming frog to attack. If Marillary's frolicking can hit the fast-swimming frog will most likely be defeated, so that the disadvantage caused by the reckless hit just now can be saved. Marillary's willpower is very strong. After receiving Li Han's order, she began to condense the fairy energy in her body. Fast-swimming frog, used to fending. Facing Marillary's sudden counterattack, Zhang Cheng also reacted immediately and commanded the fast-swimming frog to defend. Yobo frog controlled the energy around it at the fastest speed, forming a transparent protective barrier in front of it. At the same time that frog was condensing the barrier, Marill's fairy energy was condensed and ready to attack frog. But just as Marill was about to launch an attack, she suddenly felt dizzy and confused, and the condensed energy began to attack herself randomly. Marill fell into a state of confusion and now began to attack herself. This was the additional effect of Frog's explosive punch just now, which would cause the elf's hit to fall into a state of confusion. Marill, who had only the last bit of life left, was hit by the fairy energy condensed by herself, and her life was emptied, lying on the ground and losing her ability to fight. Come back, Marill. Li Han took out the Pokeball to take back Marill, who had lost her ability to fight. Li Han felt a little sorry for Marill's final attack, but she quickly adjusted her mentality and took out the second Pokeball. A temporary defeat cannot determine the entire game. Li Han clearly knew that what he should do now is to adjust his state and prepare for the subsequent battles. It's you, Chalam. The second Pokemon Li Han sent out was Chalam, which had psychic and fighting attributes. Seeing Chalam appearing in the battlefield, Zhang Cheng quickly opened the system and began to scan the data of this Pokemon. Name, Chalam, level 43, gender, male qualification, B+ attributes, psychic, fighting carrying props, curved spoon, a spoon infused with telekinesis. The power of the Pokemon's psychic skills will be improved after carrying it. Basic skills, patience, yoga pose, telekinesis, see-through, hold on, feint, power, awakening power, meditation, eye of the heart, flying knee kick, self-suggestion, acupoint pressing, power trick, resurrection learning skills, reflective wall, tile breaking, shadow ball inherited skills, explosive fist, psychic blade, flame fist characteristics, yoga power, possessing this characteristic. The power of physical attack skills will become twice the original due to the power of yoga. Notes, Chalam, a meditation Pokemon, does not eat anything, only trains the spirit, and can see the opponent's aura. After reading Chalam's specific information, Zhang Cheng was most surprised by Chalam's characteristics. The characteristic of this Charam is Yoga Strength, which can double the power of its own physical attack output, which is similar to the Hercules characteristic of Marillary. It is not known whether Li Han deliberately sought out elves with this characteristic to cultivate, or whether the characteristic of Charam is just a coincidence. Through the detection system, Zhang Cheng learned that this Charam has a high qualification and has mastered a large number of fighting skills, but Li Han focuses on the psychic system for this Charam, and even specially gave Charam a spoon that can increase the power of psychic skills. Quick Swim Frog, use another reckless attack. Zhang Cheng intends to repeat the same trick and let the Quick Swim Frog use a reckless attack again. If it can hit, it can directly hit the Cherrim. If it doesn't hit, he can accept it. After all, it has a certain advantage now, and it is always necessary to fight when there is a chance. Yobo Yobo, the Quick Swim Frog clenched his fists, and a strange energy burst out of his body. After receiving the blessing of this energy, the Quick Swim Frog quickly attacked the Cherrim. Cherrim, use see-through. Seeing Frog that was going to continue to use reckless attack, Li Han's eyes flashed with disdain. She would not be fooled twice. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, a special fighting energy burst out from Cherrim's eyes. With the blessing of this energy, Cherrim saw through Frog's attack and easily dodged it. Frog's reckless skill was neutralized by Cherrim. Use Tile Break to send it away. Cherrim, after neutralizing Frog's attack, Li Han commanded Cherrim to counterattack and use his favorite fighting skill Tile Break. Under Cherrim's control, a strong energy gathered on his palm. With the blessing of this energy, Cherrim's right palm turned into a hand knife and launched Tile Break on Frog. After the attack missed, Frog and Cherrim were very close and it was too late to dodge. The powerful tile splitting skill hit the body of the fast-swimming frog. After a hard fight, the fast-swimming frog was seriously injured, and its health was exhausted, and it lost its ability to fight. Come back and rest, fast-swimming frog. The failure of the fast-swimming frog was not affected by Zhang Cheng's emotions. It is common to fail in a game. As long as you keep a calm mind and adjust your emotions, you can do your best in command. Pidgeot, prepare for battle. The attributes that Cherrim fears most are Flying, Ghost and Fairy. At present, the only flying Pidgeot in Zhang Cheng's hand that can restrain Cherrim is Pidgeot. Sending Pidgeot to fight is undoubtedly the best choice at present. Pidgeot has a resistance effect on the fighting skills that Cherrim is good at, which forces Cherrim to use psychic skills to fight Pidgeot. Cherrim, use the reflection wall. Seeing Zhang Cheng send Pidgeot, Li Han chose to let Cherrim open the reflection wall first to reduce the damage in the next battle. After receiving the instruction, Cherrim skillfully condensed a large amount of psychic energy, which turned into a magical wall under Cherrim's control. The transparent reflective wall stood in front of Cherrim, and the power of physical attack skills against Cherrim would be greatly weakened for a period of time. Pidgeot, use Storm Attack. Facing the reflective wall opened by Cherrim, Zhang Cheng commanded Pidgeot to use the special attack type flying skill Storm to attack. Chapter 267 Demonic Fire Red Fox. The reflection wall created by Cherrim did have a certain impact on Pidgeot, but it was not to a very serious degree. Among Pidgeot's main attack methods, as long as Brave Bird's Fierce Attack is a physical attack skill, Storm and Air Blade are special attack skills, which will not be affected by the reflection wall. Beep Beep Pidgeot quickly flapped his wings, condensing a large amount of flying energy, which turned into a storm under Pidgeot's control. After the storm condensed and formed, it began to expand under the continuous injection of flying energy. When the volume of the storm reached its maximum, Pidgeot flapped his wings and blew the storm towards Cherrim. The speed of the storm was very fast, and it arrived next to Cherrim in a blink of an eye. Cherrim had just used the reflection wall and had no time to react, and was directly hit by the storm skill. Pidgeot's storm was blessed with the power of the main system and the sharp beak, and the power was very strong. After hitting Cherrim, it knocked off 2/5 of its health. Cherrim, use the Psychic Blade. After the storm's attack ended, Li Han commanded Cherrim to use the physical attack psychic skill. With the power of Yoga and the Bent Spoon, Cherrim's Psychic Blade was also very powerful. After receiving the order, a mysterious psychic energy surged out of Cherrim's body, and this psychic energy turned into a large number of psychic blades under Cherrim's control. The invisible psychic blade formed and quickly attacked Pidgeot. Pidgeot, Air Blade. Facing the incoming psychic blade, Zhang Cheng chose to let Pidgeot use the Air Blade to fight head-on. Beep! After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot skillfully condensed a flying energy, and a large amount of flying energy turned into a number of lethal air blades. After the air blades condensed into shape, they flew towards Cherrim under Pidgeot's control. The two elves launched their attacks at the same time. When the psychic blade hit Pidgeot, Cherrim was also hit by the air blade. A large number of spiritual blades hit Pidgeot. Under the attack of spiritual blades, Pidgeot screamed. The mental attack was far more painful than the physical one. At the same time, the air blades carrying the energy of the flying system hit the body of Cherrim. The flying skills were very effective on Cherrim, and it was easy to cause serious injuries to Cherrim. After being hit by the spiritual blades, Pidgeot lost 1/3 of his health, while Cherrim was beaten to only 1/3 of his health. Through these several encounters, Cherrim has gradually fallen into a disadvantage. There are two main reasons why Pidgeot can gain an advantage. One is that he has an advantage in attributes, and the other is that Cherrim's reflection wall did not work. Instead, because of the use of the reflection wall, he was attacked by Pidgeot and lost a lot of health. In the battle between elves, the situation changes rapidly, and a mistake in decision-making may directly determine the direction of the game. Pidgeot used the storm again. After lowering Cherrim's health, Zhang Cheng commanded Pidgeot to continue the offensive. He planned to get rid of Cherrim as quickly as possible. Pidgeot skillfully condensed a large amount of flying energy, and after these energies gathered together, they formed a powerful storm. After the storm was formed, its power continued to increase. When the power of this storm reached a critical point, it swept towards Cherrim under Pidgeot's control. Cherrim used see-through. After Cherrim suffered 2 attacks, its health was not very healthy. Li Han did not dare to let it take Pidgeot's attack head-on, so he had no choice but to use see-through. Cherrim's eyes were filled with a special energy. With the help of this energy, Cherrim easily dodged Pidgeot's attack. Come back, Cherrim. After resolving Pidgeot's attack, Li Han took back Cherrim, which was at a disadvantage in attributes, and replaced it with a new Pokémon to fight. Demon Fire Red Fox, it's your turn to perform. The last Pokémon that Li Han rotated to the field was the final evolution of Firefox, one of the 3 fire-type Pokémons. According to Zhang Cheng's guess, this Demon Fire Red Fox should be Li Han's strongest combat force, and it is also likely to be her initial elf. According to habit, Zhang Cheng skillfully used the system to check the specific information of the Demon Fire Red Fox in front of him. Name: Demon Fire Red Fox. Level 43. Gender: female. Qualification: 8 attributes: fire, psychic. Carrying props: none. Basic skills: grab, shake tail, sparks, long howl, charge. Flame attack: illusion light, flame vortex, lucky spell, light wall, mental shock, magic flame. Learning skills: jet flame, ghost fire, guard. Inherited skills: magic reflection, hypnosis, hot wind. Characteristics: magician. Elves with this characteristic can take away the props of the opponent hit by their skills. Note: Demon Fire Red Fox, a fox Pokémon, is the final evolution of Firefox. When it looks at the flame burning at the front of the staff and concentrates, it can use telekinesis to create a 3000-degree flame vortex. Through the system, Zhang Cheng learned that this Demon Fire Red Fox has a high qualification and is very good at skills with fire and psychic attributes. The characteristic of the Demon Fire Red Fox is also a rare hidden characteristic: magician. The existence of this magician characteristic allows the Demon Fire Red Fox to directly take away the opponent's props while attacking. For this reason, Li Han deliberately did not let the Demon Fire Red Fox carry props, so that he could take the props of the opponent's elves for himself in battle. With the existence of this characteristic, every attack of the Demon Fire Red Fox can be said to be accompanied by the effect of the thief skill. Pidgeot used Brave Bird Fierce Attack. Facing the Demon Fire Red Fox that was rotating on the field, Zhang Cheng directly launched the strongest attack, trying to directly cause heavy damage to the Demon Fire Red Fox. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot quickly accumulated the flying energy around. Under the blessing of the rich flying energy, Pidgeot's entire body seemed to turn into a sharp sword and attack the Demon Fire Red Fox. Demon Fire Red Fox used Jet Flame. Li Han had no intention of avoiding Pidgeot's attack, and decisively commanded the Demon Fire Red Fox to use powerful fire attribute skills to attack. The extremely high temperature fire attribute energy gathered in the mouth of the Demon Fire Red Fox, and after being compressed and controlled, it turned into a column of flames full of attack power. The Demon Fire Red Fox launched the Jet Flame skill, and a large amount of flame swept towards the rushing Pidgeot. Pidgeot, who was launching a fierce attack with Brave Bird, collided directly with a jet of flames, and the extremely high temperature flames burned Pidgeot's whole body crazily. Under the attack of the jet flame used by the Demon Fire Red Fox, Pidgeot's health was reduced to only a quarter. Chapter 268, Rapid Change. Under the attack of the jet flame, Pidgeot's health value was reduced, and the item Sharp Bird Beak he carried was also taken away by the Demon Fire Red Fox through the magician characteristics. After losing the Sharp Bird Beak, the power of Pidgeot's flying skills was also reduced. Resisting the attack of the Demon Fire Red Fox, Pidgeot flapped his wings and burst out all his strength to launch Brave Bird Fierce Attack. A large amount of flying energy hit the body of the Demon Fire Red Fox along with Pidgeot, knocking off 1/3 of the Demon Fire Red Fox's health value. In the case of losing the item, Pidgeot still caused heavy damage to the Demon Fire Red Fox. The power of Brave Bird Fierce Attack was very strong, and it played a very good effect under Pidgeot's use. Demon Fire Red Fox, use Heat Wind. Li Han continued to command the Demon Fire to launch an attack. Now Pidgeot's health value was very low. She planned to give up defense first and concentrate on attacking Pidgeot. The Demon Fire Red Fox also understood the trainer's meaning, and directly gave up defense, using all his strength to condense the fire attribute energy around him. A large amount of fire attribute energy turned into a gust of hot wind under the control of the Demon Fire Red Fox. The temperature of the hot wind was extremely high and it was very aggressive. After the hot wind condensed into shape, the Demon Fire Red Fox opened its mouth and spewed out a force. Driven by this force, gusts of hot wind blew Pidgeot. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird Attack again. Li Han intended to fight head-on, so Zhang Cheng naturally wanted to accompany him to the end, and quickly commanded Pidgeot to use a powerful Brave Bird Attack to counterattack. Pidgeot was affected by the reaction force after using Brave Bird Attack just now, and now its health is less than 1/3, and it is difficult to resist the attack of the Demon Fire Red Fox. Zhang Cheng simply asked Pidgeot to launch a defense together, and attack the Demon Fire Red Fox against each other. Pidgeot knew that it was difficult for it to resist the attack of the Demon Fire Red Fox. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, it frantically condensed the flying energy. Under Pidgeot's continuous efforts, all the flying energy around it gathered. After lifting all the energy to its body, Pidgeot flapped its wings and launched Brave Bird Attack to attack the Demon Fire Red Fox on the ground. Pidgeot was very fast. When the hot wind of the Demon Fire Red Fox just condensed and formed, it had already arrived beside it. A powerful Brave Bird Attack was launched, hitting the body of the Demon Fire Red Fox hard. At the same time when the Flame Fox was hit by Brave Bird's fierce attack, a large amount of hot wind also swept in, constantly hitting Pidgeot's body. Under the powerful Brave Bird's fierce attack, the Flame Fox's health was once again reduced by 1/3. At the same time when Pidgeot launched Brave Bird's fierce attack, gusts of hot wind continued to burn Pidgeot's skin. Under the burning of the hot wind, Pidgeot's health continued to decrease, and was finally directly emptied. After the Brave Bird's fierce attack ended, Pidgeot fell from mid-air and lost his ability to fight. Well done, come back and rest, Pidgeot. Zhang Cheng took out the Pokeball and retrieved it before Pidgeot fell to the ground. Pidgeot had already exerted its strength to the extreme. Although Zhang Cheng only had the last Pokemon left, he had a great advantage. Because Li Han's 2 Pokemon that could fight had already been sent out, Zhang Cheng knew the attributes of the opponent's Pokemon and could choose to send out Pokemon with attributes that restrain the opponent's Pokemon. In addition, Li Han's 2 Pokemon were beaten by Pidgeot to only 1/3 of their health, and their condition was very poor, while Zhang Cheng's last Pokemon was in peak condition. Swampert, it's you. The third Pokemon Zhang Cheng chose to send out was Swampert. Swampert with ground attributes could effectively restrain Li Han's Flame Fox. Gana Gana, a red light shot out, and Swampert appeared on the battlefield, full of vitality. Swampert used the waterfall attack. Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to use his best water attribute skills. The waterfall attack of the water system has a good effect on the Flame Fox with fire attributes. Gana. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Swampert quickly gathered the water element energy around its body and surrounded it. After absorbing the energy required for the waterfall attack, Swampert flapped his limbs, and a powerful force burst out of his body to attack the Demon Fire Red Fox. Demon Fire Red Fox, let's use hold. Facing Swampert's waterfall attack, Li Han did not dare to let the Demon Fire Red Fox take it head-on, and chose to let the Demon Fire Red Fox use hold to resist. The Demon Fire Red Fox is very proficient in the hold skill. After receiving Li Han's instructions, it quickly gathered the energy around it and formed a barrier in front of it. Swampert's huge body hit the barrier, causing the barrier to shake repeatedly, but there was no sign of cracking. In the end, Swampert's offensive failed to break through the holding barrier, and the Demon Fire Red Fox successfully resisted the waterfall attack. Now, the Demon Fire Red Fox uses Hypnosis. After defusing Swampert's waterfall attack, Li Han quickly commanded Foxy to use the inherited skill of Hypnosis. Li Han was waiting for such an opportunity. After resisting Swampert's attack, she let Foxy use Hypnosis at close range. As long as this hypnosis could hit the target, she could reverse the situation. Foxy was very proficient in this tactic. Li Han had done this in previous battles. Foxy had already begun to condense psychic energy before Li Han gave the order. The surrounding psychic energy was absorbed by the Foxy, and then turned into a string of hypnotic sound waves, which spewed out of the Foxy's mouth and directly attacked Swampert not far away. Swampert, hold on. Zhang Cheng's reaction was very fast. When the demon fire Red Fox made a counterattack, he felt a sense of danger in his heart and immediately ordered Swampert to defend. Gana Swampert has rich combat experience and also felt a little uneasy. Before Zhang Cheng gave the order, it began to absorb energy. The absorbed energy formed a transparent barrier under the control of Swampert. As soon as the barrier was formed, the hypnotic sound waves emitted by the demon fire Red Fox attacked. The hypnotic sound waves hit the barrier, causing a slight shake and then disappeared. The hypnotic sound waves are not aggressive. After being blocked by the barrier, they dissipated directly. The two elves have played many games in this very short period of time. The situation on the field is changing rapidly. If you are not careful, it may be reversed. Swampert, keep your distance and use Water Wave. After neutralizing the unexpected attack of the demon fire Red Fox, Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to keep a distance to prevent the demon fire Red Fox from using hypnosis again, and then let Swampert use long-range water attribute skills to attack. Gana Swampert stomped the ground with all four limbs, and a strong water element energy burst out from his body. After the water element energy appeared, it turned into water ripples under the control of Swampert, and the water ripples attacked the demon fire Red Fox after they were formed. Chapter 269, Narrow Victory. Red Fox used the illusion ray. While Zhang Cheng was directing Swampert to attack, Li Han was also directing Red Fox to counterattack. Swampert, who had the water attribute, was not well affected by fire attribute skills, so Li Han chose to let Red Fox use its psychic skill. Red Fox concentrated its energy to quickly condense a large amount of psychic energy, which was then gathered together to form an illusion ray, which attacked Swampert. Both Pokémons used long-range attack skills, with water waves and illusion rays launched at the same time, hitting each other's Pokémon's bodies. Swampert was attacked by illusion rays, and felt dizzy in the head, which was greatly damaged mentally, and its health was reduced by 2/5. Red Fox was also hit by water waves. After being attacked by the water attribute skill, Red Fox let out a painful cry, and its entire body was knocked out. However, the Fire Fox was not defeated directly. The Fire Fox, which originally had 1/3 of its health, was attacked by the water wave, and its health was less than 1/10. Swampert used Mud Shot. Seeing that the Fire Fox had not lost its combat ability, Zhang Cheng did not hesitate and directly commanded Swampert to finish off the Fire Fox as quickly as possible to avoid more trouble. Gana after receiving the order, Swampert began to absorb the rich energy of the Earth's own system on the ground. The heavy ground energy turned into a massive mud under the control of Swampert. After the mud condensed and formed, Swampert slapped the ground fiercely, and the mud formed by the ground energy quickly shot at the Fire Fox. Although the Fire Fox, which had been severely injured, had not lost its combat ability, it was already a candle in the wind, without any resistance. After being hit by the mud shot skill, it directly lost its combat ability. Fire Fox, come back and rest. Li Han took out the Pokeball to retrieve the Fire Fox that had lost its combat ability, and then sent out the last remaining Charim to fight. Charim, it's your turn. Now Zhang Cheng and Li Han each have only one Pokemon left. Zhang Cheng has a slight advantage in terms of health, and there is no restraint effect on each other in terms of attributes. Both sides rely on their own hard power. Swampert, Waterfall Attack. Zhang Cheng chose the simplest and most brutal way to play, and directly let Swampert use his signature trick Waterfall Attack to fight head-on with Charim. Gana Swampert skillfully condensed the water attribute energy around it, and the rich water attribute energy rushed towards Swampert. Surrounding the absorbed water element energy all over its body, Swampert quickly exerted force, and its strong body carrying the water element energy crashed into Charim. Charim, use the flying knee kick. Li Han knew that the demon fire Red Fox was at a disadvantage in terms of health, so he chose to let the demon fire Red Fox use the high-risk and high-reward flying knee kick skill. If the flying knee kick hits the enemy Pokemon, it can cause high damage and quickly reduce the health of the giant Swampert, but if the flying knee kick misses, it will cause damage to itself. The current situation is not favorable for the Demon Fire Red Fox. It is time to fight. Whether it can turn defeat into victory depends on this confrontation. Chalim condensed the fighting energy around him. A large amount of fighting energy gathered on Chalim's legs. With a blessing of this power, Chalim exerted force with his legs, and his whole body jumped into the air, kicking his legs at Swampert. The two elves launched close-range attacks on each other, and Swampert and Chalim collided together. Chalim's flying knee kick was blessed with a special yogic power, and the attack power was doubled, which was very powerful. Swampert's waterfall attack was blessed with mysterious water drops and attribute restrained, and its power should not be underestimated. The energy of the two elves met in midair, forming an explosion. The explosion spread out a strong shock wave, which shook the two elves flying backwards, and their bodies were full of injuries. Chalim's health was only 1/3 before the battle. Now he was hit by this waterfall attack that restrained himself, and his health was emptied, losing his ability to fight. Swampert's situation was not much better. Although it had 3/5 of its health before the collision, the flying knee kick from Charim was blessed with the power of yoga, and its power was terrifying. After being hit by the flying knee kick, Swampert's health also dropped rapidly, and in the end it was only less than 1/6 of its health. Although it was seriously injured, it did not lose its ability to fight. The game had already been decided at this point. Swampert stood at the end, and Zhang Cheng won the game. It's great, Charim. After the game, Li Han recognized Charim's performance and left the competition venue. Swampert, you did a great job, come back and rest. Zhang Cheng also took back the seriously injured Swampert, went to the referee's office to register, and then left the competition venue. Walking on the way to the cafeteria, Zhang Cheng reviewed the game just now. Now it seems a bit dangerous. If Swampert had not resisted Charim's flying knee kick, the two Pokémon would have lost their ability to fight at the same time. When all three elves lose their combat capability and the game ends in a tie, according to the rules of the game, both contestants need to send out a fourth elf to fight. If the fourth combat elf cannot be produced, it will be directly judged as a loss. A tie is actually not completely unacceptable to Zhang Cheng. He still has a powerful electric dragon, and there will be no situation where there are no elves to fight. However, this also increases certain risks, because Zhang Cheng does not know what attributes of elves Li Han has in his hands. If the game ends in a tie, the fourth elf sent by Li Han is a grass attribute elf that restrains the electric dragon, then it will be very difficult for Zhang Cheng to win. So Zhang Cheng's idea is to end the game as soon as possible, and there is no need to gamble on such uncertainty. After reviewing the game, Zhang Cheng also has enough understanding of today's game and has gained a lot of combat experience. While thinking about the game, Zhang Cheng came to the school cafeteria, ordered a lunch casually, and after eating quickly, he came to the elf treatment room and handed the injured elves to the nurse for care. By about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, the elves had recovered their combat capabilities. After Zhang Cheng thanked the nurse, he took his family back to the dormitory. After returning to the dormitory, Zhang Cheng first took out the energy cube to feed the elves, then ordered a takeaway on his mobile phone and lay on the bed while browsing his phone. Chapter 270 Top 5 Qualifying Round. In the early morning, a ray of sunlight shone through the curtains onto Zhang Cheng's face, followed by a pleasant alarm. Urged by the alarm, Zhang Cheng got up, washed, and went out to the school cafeteria. After finishing his breakfast, he came to the competition venue as usual. After yesterday's top 10 eliminations, only the last 5 contestants were left, and the next competition will change the competition system. The 5 participating trainers will fight against the other 4 trainers respectively, and will be ranked according to the number of wins. The player with the highest number of wins will win the championship of this competition. At 9 o'clock, the referee arrived at the competition venue on time. After explaining the rules to the 5 trainers, he began to assign opponents and arrange the schedule. The referees were very efficient. They arranged the schedule in a few minutes and then announced it on the big screen. Zhang Cheng's opponent in the first game was a trainer named Keijing, whose main Pokémon was a grass-type starter serpent. After the schedule was announced, Zhang Cheng came to the corresponding competition venue, and his opponent Keijing also came to the other end of the competition venue at the same time. After the two were ready, the referee confirmed that there was no problem and blew the whistle to announce the start of the game. Frog, it's you, Snatch, get ready. After hearing the whistle, Zhang Cheng and Keijing threw the Pokeballs in their hands at the same time and sent out the starting Pokémon to fight. Zhang Cheng's choice was to stay the same in the face of change and directly sent Frog to fight. However, Jing did not choose to send out the strongest main force, Serpent, but left Serpent with electric attributes as the starting point. Jing knew that Zhang Cheng had a powerful Pidgeot in his hand, which had a restraining effect on his Serpent. After comprehensive consideration, Jing chose to send Serpent. Serpent with electric attributes has a certain advantage in attributes whether facing Frog or Pidgeot. Zhang Cheng followed his battle habits and turned on the detection system to check the data of this Naughty Bomb. Name, Naughty Bomb, Level 42, Gender, Male. Qualification, B attribute, Electricity carrying props, Magnet. The power of the electric attribute skills used by the elves carrying this prop will be improved. Basic skills, Impact, Charging, Sonic Boom, Weird Electric Waves, Electric Light, Rolling, Screaming Sound, Charging Beam, High Speed Star, Electric Ball, Self-Destruction, Light Wall, Electromagnetic Float, Discharge. Learning skills, 100,000 volts, Electromagnetic Waves, Guarding. Inherited skills, None. Characteristics, Soundproofing. Elves with this characteristic can be unaffected by sound-based moves by shielding sound. Notes, Naughty Bomb, the evolution of Thunderball, usually lives near power plants and is good at various electric tricks. Because it will explode when stimulated, it is also nicknamed Explosive Ball. The level and qualifications of this Naughty Bomb are not bad, and Jing also let it learn the powerful electric skill 100,000 volts. Fast Swim Frog, use Explosive Fist. Because water attribute skills are not very effective against Naughty Bomb, Zhang Cheng directly ordered Fast Swim Frog to use fighting skills to attack. Yobo Fast Swim Frog gathered the fighting energy around it and gathered it on its fists. With a blessing of this energy, Fast Swim Frog rushed forward and launched Explosive Fist to attack Naughty Bomb. Naughty Bomb, use 100,000 volts. Jing was naturally happy to see Fast Swim Frog take the initiative to attack. Because he had an advantage in attributes, he directly ordered Naughty Bomb to use 100,000 volts. After receiving Jing's instructions, a strong electric energy burst out from Naughty Bomb's round body, and the burst of electric energy turned into a high-voltage current under Naughty Bomb's control. Fast Swim Frog's body was hit directly by 100,000 volts, and the strong current hit Fast Swim Frog's body. Naughty Bullet's special attack and physical attack are not very strong, and its main advantage lies in speed. When Frog was attacked by the 100,000 volts, its health was reduced by 2/5 under the attribute Restrained. Yobo, after taking the 100,000 volts launched by Naughty Bullet, Frog burst out with all its strength and attacked Naughty Bullet with Explosion Fist. A large amount of fighting energy gathered on Frog's fists, and then hit Naughty Bullet's body hard. Naughty Bullet was attacked by Explosion Fist and was directly knocked out. While its health was reduced by 1/3, it fell into a state of confusion. Frog seized the opportunity and used Hell Roll. After the attack hit, Zhang Cheng ordered Frog to continue attacking, trying to reduce Naughty Bullet's health to a lower level. Yobo Frog skillfully condensed a large amount of fighting energy, and this fighting energy attached to Frog's body after it appeared. Hell Roll was activated, and Frog opened its arms and rushed towards Squirtle. As long as it caught Squirtle, Frog could perform Hell Roll and cause heavy damage to it. Squirtle, cheer up, use Hold. Looking at Squirtle in a state of confusion, Jing hurriedly encouraged it and commanded it to use Hold for defense. At this time, it was definitely too late for Squirtle to counterattack, and it could only choose to defend. After receiving encouragement from the trainer, Squirtle cheered up, kept a clear mind, and quickly condensed the energy around it to form a transparent barrier. After the barrier appeared, it locked Frog outside. Due to the restriction of holding the barrier, Frog's Hell Roll was in vain. Squirtle, Electromagnetic Wave. After the defense was successful, Jing took advantage of Squirtle's speed and commanded it to use electromagnetic waves at the first time. Electromagnetic waves can effectively limit Squirtle's speed, and there is a chance that the skills it uses will be forcibly interrupted. Squirtle's eyes were fierce. After receiving the order, a large amount of electromagnetic waves quickly condensed in his body, and the electromagnetic waves quickly shot towards Squirtle after they appeared. The attack speed of Naughty Bullet was very fast. When the electromagnetic wave came, Zhang Cheng and Frog had no time to react. The electromagnetic wave successfully hit Frog, and under the influence of the electromagnetic wave, Frog fell into a paralyzed state, and its speed was greatly reduced. Seeing Frog fell into a paralyzed state, Zhang Cheng wanted to rotate the Pokémon, But after careful consideration, he gave up the idea. Swampert and Electric Dragon would be much easier to deal with Naughty Bullet, but they were afraid of the opponent's Serpent. If Zhang Cheng rotated the Pokémon, Jing would definitely rotate Serpent at the same time. And Pidgeot was restrained by Naughty Bullet, so it was impossible to send it out for combat now. Frog used Mud Bomb. After a brief thought, Zhang Cheng commanded Frog to use the ground-type skills he had mastered. The only attribute that Naughty Bullet was afraid of was the ground attribute. Yobo after receiving Zhang Cheng's command, Frog began to absorb the ground-type energy under its feet. The heavy ground-type energy turned into a powerful Mud Bomb under the control of Frog. After the Mud Bomb was formed, the fast-swimming Frog used both hands to throw the Mud Bomb towards the Naughty Bomb, not far away. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 271 Defeat the Naughty Bomb. Naughty Bullet, another 100,000 volt attack. Jing chose to let Naughty Bullet continue to launch 100,000 volts. As long as 100,000 volts can successfully hit twice more, the fast-swimming Frog can be defeated. Naughty Bullet quickly condensed a large amount of electrical energy to form an electric current, and the current gathered together to form a powerful electric column. The electric column condensed by the 100,000 volt skill quickly shot at the fast-swimming Frog. Because of the paralysis effect, the speed of the fast-swimming Frog became very slow. The Mud Bomb had just been launched when Naughty Bullet's attack came. The high-voltage current burst out with powerful destructive power and hit the body of the fast-swimming Frog hard. After being attacked by Naughty Bullet again, the fast-swimming Frog's health was reduced to about 1/5. After Naughty Bullet's 100,000 volt attack ended, the Mud Bomb launched by the fast-swimming Frog also hit Naughty Bullet. Naughty Bullet was attacked by the restrained ground skill, and his health was reduced to 1/3. Naughty Bullet used the last 100,000 volts to defeat the fast-swim Frog. Jing felt that he had seen victory. After the fast-swim Frog was hit to a low health state, he quickly ordered Naughty Bullet to use 100,000 volts. Fast-swim Frog quickly used the defense. Zhang Cheng's reaction speed was very fast. When Jing intended to attack, he immediately ordered the fast-swim Frog to defend. Because the fast-swim Frog was in a paralyzed state, Zhang Cheng had to issue the order as soon as possible to give the fast-swim Frog more time to activate the skill. Yobo after receiving the order, the fast-swim Frog began to condense the energy around it. Although it was affected by the paralysis, because of Zhang Cheng's advanced command, it could ensure that it could successfully condense and defend the barrier before the attack of Naughty Bullet came. A large amount of energy condensed together and turned into a transparent barrier in front of it through the control of the fast-swim Frog. After receiving the order, Naughty Bullet began to condense the electric attribute energy. But just when the energy of Naughty Bullet was about to be condensed successfully, his mind suddenly became a little confused. Naughty Bullet fell into a state of confusion, and his mind began to become blurred. He hit his body with a condensed electric energy. Quick Frog, stop defending and use the explosive fist. Zhang Cheng reacted very quickly. After discovering that Naughty Bullet fell into a state of confusion, he immediately asked Quick Frog to stop defending and use the explosive fist to counterattack. Yobo Quick Frog burst out all the fighting energy in his body, and the power of the whole body gathered on his fists, attacking Naughty Bullet in a state of confusion. Naughty Bullet attacked himself in a state of confusion, and his health value was less than 1/3. Now he could not withstand the explosive fist of Quick Frog. The explosive fist hit Naughty Bullet accurately, and Naughty Bullet in a state of confusion was blown away by the powerful fighting energy, and his health value was emptied, and he lost his combat ability. Come back, Naughty Bullet. After Naughty Bullet was defeated, Jing's face was a little ugly. His original plan was to let Naughty Bullet defeat the opponent's Quick Frog, or at least swap them. Because his Naughty Bullet has a self-destruct skill, as long as the health of the fast swimmer is reduced, the Naughty Bullet can decisively self-destruct and perish together when it is at a disadvantage. But Jing did not consider the confusion, which resulted in the Naughty Bullet not having the opportunity to self-destruct. Now Jing is in a very embarrassing situation. If he sends out the King Serpent now, he will not be able to deal with Zhang Cheng's Pidgeot, but if he sends out other elves, they may not be able to deal with Zhang Cheng's elves. Dream Demon, it's up to you. In the end, Jing still did not dare to send out the King Serpent to fight. The King Serpent is his trump card. If it is defeated first, he will have no chance of winning. The Ghost-type Dream Demon will not be restrained by Zhang Cheng's elves. Let the Dream Demon go on the field first to deal with the remaining health of the fast swimmer, and then force out Zhang Cheng's second elf. This is Jing's current tactic. Seeing Jing send out the Ghost-type elves, Zhang Cheng felt a little troubled. His tactic is to let the remaining health of the fast swimmer directly use reckless actions to reduce the health of Jing's second elf. But the elves sent by Jing were dream demons that were immune to general and fighting skills, which meant that the fast-swimming frog had no chance to operate and could only use water attribute skills to attack. While thinking about this, Zhang Cheng skillfully turned on the detection system and began to check the various data of this dream demon. Name: Dream Demon, level 43, gender, female, qualification, B+ attribute, ghost carrying props, curse talisman, a strange and terrifying talisman. The power of ghost attribute skills will be improved after the elves carry it. Basic skills: call, mental wave, resentment, fright, strange light, black eyes, misfortunes never come alone, fantasy light, share the pain, tooth for tooth, shadow ball, lurking spirit, surprise attack, magic flame. Learning skills: 100,000 volts, hold, poison. Inherited skills: same fate, curse, attribute exchange, attribute, float. Elves with this attribute will float from the ground and will not be attacked by ground-based skills. Notes: Dream Demon, a magical Pokémon, makes a call like a spell, and opponents who hear it will have headaches and hallucinations. After understanding the situation of the Dream Demon, Zhang Cheng felt a lot of pressure. Jing's Dream Demon was very powerful. With a floating characteristic, the Dream Demon can be immune to the damage of general, fighting and ground skills at the same time. If you want to restrain the Dream Demon, you can only use ghost and evil skills to attack. The skills that the ghost-type Pokémon are good at are very strange and very difficult to deal with. Zhang Cheng's experience in dealing with ghost-type Pokémon is not enough, and the next will be a hard battle. Dream Demon, use the Black Gaze. Jing planned to get rid of the remaining blood of the fast-swimming frog first, so as to prevent the fast-swimming frogs from causing trouble to the monarch snake later. After the Dream Demon received the order, it condensed energy and shot a strange look from its eyes. The Black Gaze hit the fast-swimming frog, and the fast-swimming frog could not be taken back by the Pokéball before it was lost. Fast-swimming frog, water wave. After the Dream Demon used the Black Gaze, Zhang Cheng knew that the fast-swimming frog could not escape, so he directly chose to let the fast-swimming frog use the water attribute skill that could attack the Dream Demon to reduce the Dream Demon's health as much as possible. Yobo Yobo, the fast-swimming frog gathered the last of the water attribute energy in its body, and transformed it into water ripples in the air. After the ripples formed, they attacked the Dream Demon. Dream Demon, sneak attack. Seeing the attack of the fast-swimming frog, Jing's eyes were full of confidence, and he commanded the Dream Demon to use strange ghost skills. Chapter 272, Weird Dream Demon. After the Dream Demon received Jing's order, a strange ghost energy spread out of his body. Under the influence of this ghost energy, the Dream Demon's body disappeared. The water wave used by the fast-swimming frog hit the place where the Dream Demon just disappeared, but it was empty and did not cause any damage. Fast-swimming frog quickly used the defend skill. Zhang Cheng felt something was wrong and reacted quickly, letting the fast-swimming frog use the defend skill to defend. Yobo Yobo, after receiving the order, the fast-swimming frog opened its arms to absorb the energy around it to form a barrier. A large amount of energy rushed towards the fast-swimming frog. Under the control of the fast-swimming frog, the rich energy formed a defending barrier in front of it. After the barrier was formed, the fast-swimming frog relaxed a little and waited for the Dream Demon's attack. But after waiting for a while, the figure of the Dream Demon did not appear. Just when the fast-swimming frog was puzzled, a strange black shadow suddenly appeared behind it. The shadow penetrated the barrier and appeared directly beside Frog. The Dream Demon appeared, bursting with a powerful ghost energy in his hand, hitting Frog's body hard. Facing the sudden attack of the Dream Demon, Frog's health, which was already in a bad state, was emptied and lost its combat ability. The Dream Demon's sneak attack can directly penetrate the barrier to attack, so Frog's defense did not play any role. Come back and rest, Frog. Zhang Cheng took out the Pokéball and took Frog back. Zhang Cheng knew that sneak attack had the effect of penetrating the barrier, But in the situation just now, Zhang Cheng could only let Frog use defense, and there was no other way to defend. Dragon, it's decided to be you. After a brief thought, Zhang Cheng chose to send out the second Pokémon, Dragonite. Against Kajing's Dream Demon, Swampert's ground-based skills could not work, and Pidgeot was prepared for Serpenter. In this case, sending Dragonite on the field was the most reasonable choice. Dream Demon, use Strange Light. Kajing was very confident in his Dream Demon. After seeing the electric dragon on the field, he quickly ordered the Dream Demon to use Strange Light that could confuse the opponent's elves. As long as the Strange Light can hit the electric dragon, the power of the Dream Demon's next skill, Misfortune, will be doubled, which can quickly cause heavy damage to the electric dragon. Electric Dragon, use Guard. Zhang Cheng's reaction was naturally very quick. He easily saw Kajing's tactics and quickly ordered the electric dragon to use Guard. The electric dragon did not hesitate at all to Zhang Cheng's command. He immediately condensed the energy around his body into a transparent guard barrier. After the barrier was formed, a strange light shot in, but was blocked by the barrier and did not have any effect on the electric dragon. Electric Dragon, use Thunder. After resolving the Dream Demon's offensive, Zhang Cheng ordered the electric dragon to launch an attack and use a powerful thunder trick. Dragonite skillfully condensed a strong electric energy, and a large amount of electric energy turned into a thick thunder dragon under Dragonite's control. The thunder dragon condensed and formed in the air, and then slashed at the Dream Demon in mid-air. Dream Demon, use Shadow Ball. Facing Dragonite's terrible attack, Kajing's approach was somewhat unexpected. He actually chose to let Dream Demon and Dragonite fight head-on. You must know that the thunder skill used by Dragonite with high special attack is very terrifying. After receiving Kajing's order, Dream Demon did not think too much and directly absorbed ghost energy according to the trainer's instructions. The strange ghost energy turned into 3 black balls under the control of Dream Demon. The seemingly tiny balls contained terrible attack power. After the Shadow Ball skill was successfully launched, Dream Demon pushed forward with both hands and smashed the 3 Shadow Balls at Dragonite. Because Dragonite was slower, the skills of the 2 Pokémons hit each other at the same time when Dragonite released the skill first. In addition to the power of the Thunder Dragon, the Thunder Dragon's thunder attack also has the power of the item Magnet, and its power has reached a terrifying level. The Dream Demon was hit by the Thunder Dragon, and black smoke came out of his whole body, and his health was reduced to half. The power of the Shadow Ball was lower, and after hitting the Thunder Dragon, it only knocked off 1/3 of the Thunder Dragon's health. In this initial contest, the Thunder Dragon has a certain advantage. Dream Demon, use the Lurking Spirit surprise attack again. Falling into disadvantage in the head-on collision, Kajing chose to use the same trick again, letting the Dream Demon use the Lurking Spirit surprise attack. A familiar energy erupted from the Dream Demon's body again, and under the influence of this energy, the Dream Demon's body directly dissipated on the spot. Electric Dragon, gather your electric energy first, and wait for my order before using 100,000 volts. Zhang Cheng has already thought of a way to deal with the sneak attack. After the Dream Demon launches the sneak attack, it is impossible to hit the target by attacking. It is necessary to wait for the Dream Demon to appear and attack, and then command Electric Dragon to attack together, so as to effectively attack the Dream Demon. Through daily training, Electric Dragon has a high degree of tacit understanding with his trainer. After Zhang Cheng gave the order, he immediately understood the meaning. A strong electric current burst out of Electric Dragon's body, and the currents kept colliding, exploding sparks. According to Zhang Cheng's order, Electric Dragon condensed the electric energy all over his body, ready to launch a 100,000 volt attack at any time. Shortly after Electric Dragon condensed the energy, a strange black shadow suddenly appeared behind him. The Dream Demon appeared, carrying a powerful force in his hand and attacking Electric Dragon. Now, use 100,000 volts. Zhang Cheng was quick-witted and gave orders immediately when the Dream Demon appeared, asking the Electric Dragon to launch a 100,000 volt attack. A powerful high-voltage current spread out from the Electric Dragon's body and hit the Dream Demon's body fiercely. At the same time, the ghost energy in the Dream Demon's hand also hit the Electric Dragon's body. After being continuously attacked by the Electric Dragon's high-powered electric attribute skills, the Dream Demon's health value has been reduced to about 1/6. The Electric Dragon, which was attacked by Jin Linky, also had its health value reduced again, only about 1/4 left. Electric Dragon, use another thunder attack. After Zhang Cheng took advantage, he struck while the iron was hot and commanded the electric dragon to continue to launch a fierce attack. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, the electric dragon desperately absorbed the electric attribute energy around it, and the rich electric attribute energy continued to flow towards the electric dragon. A large amount of electric attribute energy gathered together and turned into a thick thunder dragon under the control of the electric dragon. Chapter 273, Lush Monarch Snake. After the thunder dragon with powerful lethality was formed, it quickly slashed towards the Dream Demon not far away. Dream Demon used the same fate. Facing the attacking thunder dragon, Zhang hesitated again and again, and finally chose to let the Dream Demon use the same fate. After the same fate skill is activated, if the Dream Demon is defeated, the electric dragon affected by the same fate will lose its combat ability together. In fact, Zhang originally planned to resist the thunder dragon's thunder attack by the defend skill, but the thunder used by the electric dragon was extremely powerful, and the defend barrier was likely to be unable to withstand this attack. Zhang originally had full confidence. He planned to use the Dream Demon to get rid of the electric dragon, and then give the same fate skill to Zhang Cheng's third elf. According to this tactic, he would most likely win. But things did not go as planned. Zhang Cheng's electric dragon had too strong attack power and rich combat experience. The Dream Demon could not take any advantage and could only be forced to use the same fate. If the same fate skill is not used again, the Dream Demon may not even have the chance to die with the electric dragon. A special energy appeared in the body of the Dream Demon. This energy came instantly and hit the lightning dragon in a very short time. However, this energy did not cause any damage to the lightning dragon, but established a special link between the two Pokémons. The thunder attack launched by the lightning dragon quickly hit the body of the Dream Demon. The Dream Demon, who only had about 1/6 of his health left, could not resist it at all and lost his ability to fight. The next second after the Dream Demon lost his ability to fight, a terrifying force erupted in the body of the lightning dragon. This force came very suddenly and could not be defended at all. Under the influence of this energy, the life value of the lightning dragon was instantly emptied, and he lost his ability to fight like the Dream Demon. Come back, Dream Demon, thank you for your hard work. Lightning Dragon, Zhang Cheng and Zhang took back their respective Pokémons that had lost their ability to fight, and then took out a new Pokéball. After the Dream Demon and the Lightning Dragon died together, Zhang's face had already become very bad. Without the Dream Demon's skill of sharing life, it would be very difficult for the Monarch Snake to defeat Zhang Cheng's Pidgeot with an extremely high degree of difficulty. Now the two of them are basically fighting with their cards exposed. In this case, Zhang can only send out his strongest main force, Surpass, and Zhang Cheng will naturally send out Pidgeot to fight with Swampert, who is 4 times weaker than Grass. Surpass, it's up to you next, Pidgeot. Prepare for battle. The two threw out the Pokeballs at the same time, and the Pokemon they sent out were all within the expectations of both sides. At this stage of the battle, Zhang Cheng has an absolute advantage. When the two sides are at the same level, the side with a stronger attribute has a stronger combat power. Even with a big advantage, Zhang Cheng did not take it lightly. He would give the highest respect to every opponent. Looking at the Monarch Snake that appeared on the field, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection system, and a large amount of data appeared in his mind. Name, Monarch Snake, level 43, gender, male appearance, A attribute, grass carrying props, miracle seed, a seed that breeds life. After carrying it, the power of the Pokemon's grass attribute skills will be enhanced. Basic skills, impact, glare, vine whip, bind, growth, grass blender, parasitic seed, super absorption, slam, leaf blade, coil. Learned skills, solar beam, dragon tail, guard genetic skills, snake glare, iron tail, grass field characteristics, lush. The Pokemon with this characteristic will use grass attribute skills with increased power when its health is below a certain level. Note, Monarch Snake, the royal Pokemon, is the evolved form of Ivy Snake. It can immobilize its opponent with just a glare, and will amplify the sun's energy in its body. Zhang's Monarch Snake has the lush attribute, which surprised Zhang Cheng a little, because generally, when cultivating Monarch Snakes, if conditions permit, Monarch Snakes with hidden characteristics will be selected for cultivation. The dissenting attribute will make the abilities of the elves change in the opposite direction. Facing an elf with a dissenting attribute, using moves that reduce the ability will have no effect, and will only help the opponent improve its strength. However, the monarch snake with a lush attribute should not be underestimated. When paired with a prop miracle seed, the monarch snake can burst out with a very powerful attack power after the lush attribute is activated. Monarch snake, use the great snake stare. In a disadvantageous situation, Zhang took the initiative to attack and commanded the monarch snake to use the inherited skill Great Snake Stare. The Great Snake Stare can paralyze the opponent's elf. Zhang's playing style is very smart. He knows that it is difficult to severely injure Pidgeot using grass attribute skills. It is a good choice to put Pidgeot into an abnormal state first. After the monarch snake was upgraded, it raised its proud head and stared at Pidgeot in the air with a murderous look. Pidgeot, use guard. After seeing the King Serpent use control skills, Zhang Cheng immediately asked Pidgeot to use guard. Pidgeot can choose not to defend when attacked by the King Serpent, but this state-changing skill must be avoided. If it does not dodge, it will be very troublesome after being hit. Beep beep. Pidgeot also cheered up in the face of the powerful King Serpent. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, he quickly flapped his wings and controlled the energy in front of him to form a guard barrier. The guard barrier easily resisted the King Serpent's attack. The big snake stared, not affected at all. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird attack. After resolving the King Serpent's attack, Zhang Cheng directly asked Pidgeot to use the most powerful flying skill to attack, trying to hit the opponent with one blow. Beep beep. Hearing that he could take the initiative to attack, Pidgeot's fighting spirit was immediately full, and he quickly flapped his wings to surround the flying energy around his body. After absorbing the energy, Pidgeot turned into a meteor and attacked the monarch snake on the ground at a very fast speed. Monarch snake, use hold. At present, Zhang did not know much about Pidgeot's damage, and did not dare to let monarch snake fight head-on. He planned to use the hold skill to understand Pidgeot's strength first, so as to make a better judgment later. After Zhang's instructions, monarch snake began to condense the energy around it, and a large amount of energy gathered together to form a hard barrier. Pidgeot launched a Brave Bird attack, and his whole body carried a strong flying energy and hit the transparent barrier hard. The powerful attack force caused the barrier to shake continuously. After 2 violent shakes, the hold barrier was finally broken. After breaking through monarch snake's defense, most of the energy left in Pidgeot's body was consumed, and the remaining part of the energy hit monarch snake with Pidgeot's body. Hold the barrier has reduced most of the power of the Brave Bird attack, but the flying energy has a strong control effect on monarch snake, and Pidgeot's attack still caused serious injuries to monarch snake. Chapter 274, Victory in the First Battle. After being hit by Pidgeot's Brave Bird, the King Serpent's health was reduced by a quarter. The effect of holding the barrier is still very good. If there is no barrier to reduce the power of Pidgeot's attack, the King Serpent will definitely be severely injured. King Serpent, use Dragon Tail. Zhang chose to take the initiative to attack. If he just defended, failure would only be a matter of time. After receiving Zhang's instructions, the King Serpent quickly condensed the Dragon Attribute energy around his body, and the mysterious Dragon Attribute energy gathered on the King Serpent's tail. When the energy gathered to the maximum, the King Serpent's eyes were cold, and he swung his tail violently, carrying a stream of Dragon Attribute energy and whipping Pidgeot in the air. Pidgeot, use Storm. Facing the King Serpent's attack, Zhang Cheng had no intention of defending. Among the skills that this King Serpent currently possessed, there was no one that could cause high damage to Pidgeot. In this case, Zhang Cheng directly chose to let Pidgeot attack and fight the King Serpent head-on. Compared with the opponent's attack skills, Zhang Cheng was more afraid of those skills that could put the elves into an abnormal state. This skill was the focus of Zhang Cheng's defense. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot gave up defense, opened his wings and began to condense the dense flying energy in the air. A large amount of flying energy gathered in front of Pidgeot, and turned into powerful storm through control. Pidgeot's proficiency in storm skills is getting higher and higher, and now he can condense a storm at a very fast speed. After a fierce storm condensed and formed, Pidgeot waved his wings and pushed the storm towards the attacking monarch snake. The monarch snake was swinging its tail at this time, preparing to launch an attack, but was blocked by the storm. The powerful flying energy continued to hit the monarch snake. After being attacked, the monarch snake's health value dropped rapidly, and it was beaten to only 1/3. The monarch snake's perseverance was very strong. After entering Pidgeot's attack, it continued to condense the Dragon Attribute energy on its tail and attacked Pidgeot in midair. The hard snake tail whipped Pidgeot's body. After being attacked by the Dragon Tail, Pidgeot's health value was knocked down by 1/3. The power of dragon attribute skills should not be underestimated. Even without the power of the original system, it can still cause good damage to Pidgeot. Monarch Snake, Leaf Blade Attack. After being attacked by Pidgeot Storm, Monarch Snake's health was reduced to 1/3, and the Lush characteristic was triggered. Monarch Snake's entire body was filled with rich grass attribute energy. After the Lush characteristic was triggered, Zhang began to command Monarch Snake to use its grass attribute skills. With a Lush characteristic and the blessing of the Miracle Seed, even facing the Flying-type Pidgeot, it can cause considerable damage. After the Lush characteristic was triggered, Monarch Snake also became full of vitality, and easily condensed a very terrifying grass attribute energy. This rich grass attribute energy, under the control of Monarch Snake, turned into 2 leaf blades and cut towards Pidgeot. Pidgeot, use Defend. Facing Monarch Snake's strongest attack after the Lush characteristic was triggered, Zhang Cheng chose to let Pidgeot defend. What Zhang Cheng feared was not the Leaf Blade skill. Even with a blessing of Miracle Seed and the Flourishing attribute, the Leaf Blade skill could not directly knock out 2/3 of Pidgeot's health. However, the Leaf Blade has an additional effect, which is that it is very easy to hit the vital point. If Pidgeot happens to be hit by this Leaf Blade, there is a high probability that he will be directly defeated. This is what Zhang Cheng is worried about. He is unwilling to let Pidgeot take risks. If he rashly lets Pidgeot launch an attack, although he can defeat the Monarch Snake with only 1/3 of its health left. But if Pidgeot is defeated by the Leaf Blade, the two sides will be tied and will enter the extra round. There will be more uncertainties in the extra round. Zhang Cheng does not need to take this risk. Temporarily avoiding the edge is the best choice at present. Beep Beep facing the Leaf Blade attack launched by the Monarch Snake, Pidgeot also felt the threat and immediately condensed the energy around him into a transparent barrier. Shortly after the barrier was formed, 2 leaf blades carrying grass attribute energy slashed over. The powerful leaf blades kept hitting the barrier, and the barrier made a piercing sound under the continuous attack of the leaf blades. Finally, the powerful leaf blades shattered the barrier and hit Pidgeot behind the barrier. Pidgeot was hit by the leaf blades, and was hit in the vitals despite the blocking effect, and his health was knocked down by 1/3. Judging from the results, Zhang Cheng's choice was correct. If he had not used the barrier defense, Pidgeot would have taken the leaf blade head-on, and would have been hit in the vitals and would have been severely injured, or even lost his combat ability. Pidgeot, it's our turn to fight back. Use Brave Bird attack. After resisting the leaf blade attack of the Monarch Snake, Zhang Cheng issued an order at the fastest speed, commanding Pidgeot to fight back. Beep Beep Pidgeot endured the pain brought by the leaf blades, and an extremely powerful flying energy burst out from his body. The burst of flying energy surrounded Pidgeot's body. Pidgeot shouted and launched Brave Bird attack, and rushed towards the Monarch Snake with his whole body. Monarch Snake, quickly use guard. Zhang naturally did not dare to let the low-health Monarch Snake be attacked by Pidgeot, and quickly ordered Monarch Snake to use guard to defend. However, Monarch Snake had just launched a full-strength attack, and had not recovered yet. It had no time to react and could only watch Pidgeot rush forward. The powerful flying energy accompanied Pidgeot's body and hit Monarch Snake's body together. After Monarch Snake's weak body was hit by Pidgeot, it flew backwards and fell all over. Its health points were quickly emptied, and it lay on the ground and lost its ability to fight. Monarch Snake, come back and rest. Zhang felt a little frustrated when he saw Monarch Snake was defeated, but he soon cheered up. After all, this was only the first game. As long as he played well later, he still had a chance to get a good ranking. Pidgeot, you did a good job. Zhang Cheng praised Pidgeot, and then took out the Pokeball to take Pidgeot back and let Pidgeot rest. After the battle, Zhang Cheng went to the referee's office to simply register, and then left the competition venue. Zhang Cheng had 2 matches today, the second one was at 5 p.m. Each contestant had a break between 2 matches, which was enough time for the elves to recover their health. After leaving the competition venue, Zhang Cheng went to the elf treatment room and handed the injured elves to the nurses, then went to the school cafeteria to have lunch. After lunch, Zhang Cheng returned to the elf treatment room and waited for the elves to recover. Chapter 275 Battle against Bai Lu. After an afternoon, the elves' injuries were all healed. Zhang Cheng thanked the nurse and then took the elves back to the competition venue to prepare for the second round of battles. When they arrived at the competition venue, the information for the second round of battles had been announced. Zhang Cheng's opponent was a girl named Bai Lu. At 5 o'clock, Zhang Cheng came to the corresponding battle area under the guidance of the referee. The short-haired girl who came towards him was his opponent in this game. Bailu was the only girl among the top 5, and she could be said to be the strongest female trainer in this session of Magic City University. It is worth mentioning that Bailu, like Bai Yuling, came from the Bai family of Magic City, and the elves she was good at were also fairy type. After the two came to the battle venue, they took out a Pokeball at the same time and waited for the game to start. Bailu was one of those relatively cold girls. After arriving at the battle venue, she said nothing and waited quietly for the game to start. Seeing that both contestants were ready, the referee blew the whistle to signal the start of the game. Stronglet, prepare for battle, go. Pudding, Zhang Cheng and Bailu sent out their starting Pokemon at the same time. Zhang Cheng chose Stronglet as usual, while Bailu sent out the fairy-type Pudding. After seeing Bailu's starting Pokemon, Zhang Cheng quickly turned on the detection system and began to check the data of this Jigglypuff. Name, Jigglypuff, level 42, gender, female, qualification, B+ attributes, general, fairy item carried, leftovers. After carrying this item, the Pokemon will slowly recover its health during battle. Basic skills, singing, acting coquettishly, becoming round, slapping, angel's kiss, imitation, enchanting voice, harmonious coexistence, freezing, continuous slaps, rolling, round singing, charming, spraying, swallowing, wake up slap, sleeping, pressure, gyro ball, giant voice learning skills, freezing beam, magic flash, hold, toxic inherited skills, gravity, healing wave characteristics, competitive. For Pokemon with this characteristic, if the ability is reduced, the special attack will be greatly improved. Note, Jigglypuff, the balloon Pokemon, is the evolved form of Jigglypuff. It has a body with very superior physical strength. When it takes a deep breath, its body will swell greatly. This fat boy has many skills, half of which are functional skills. Most of Fat Boy's racial value is allocated to health. When its health is very high, it is carrying props and leftovers, and it has various difficult functional skills, which will make it very difficult to deal with. Fat Boy, sing. As Zhang Cheng expected, Bailu directly commanded Fat Boy to use the singing skill with hypnotic effect. After receiving Bailu's instructions, Fat Boy condensed a strong energy in his mouth. Under the blessing of this energy, Fat Boy began to sing a lullaby, trying to hypnotize the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog, used to fend. Faced with Fat Boy's singing skill, Zhang Cheng had no choice but to let the fast-swimming frog defend. If it was hypnotized by Fat Boy, it would become very troublesome. Yobo Yobo, the fast-swimming frog, skillfully condensed the energy in front of it, and a large amount of energy turned into a transparent barrier under the control of the fast-swimming frog. After the barrier appeared, it directly blocked the sound from the outside world. And Fat Boy's singing skill was resolved by the fast-swimming frog. Swimper, use rain. Facing a difficult Pokemon like Fat Boy, Zhang Cheng planned to activate the rainy weather to increase the speed of Swimper. Fat Boy's speed was very slow. After Swimper's speed triggered the easy swim feature in the rainy weather, it would be more than 4 times faster than Fat Boy. Yobo, Swimper shouted, and a strong water attribute energy burst out from its body. The water attribute energy turned into pieces of dark clouds. After the dark clouds formed, they quickly rose into the air and then rained down. The easy swim feature of Swimper was also triggered when the rainy weather formed, and the speed was doubled. Fat Boy, use poison. After the singing attack failed, Bailu commanded Fat Boy to use poison, which was a common move of Fat Boy. It used the poison to consume the opponent's Pokemon's health, and then fought a protracted war through its own recovery skills and defense skills. After Fat Boy received Bailu's order, it began to condense the poison attribute energy around it. The absorbed poison attribute energy gathered together and turned into a pool of poisonous venom under Fat Boy's control. After the poisonous venom was formed, under the control of Slime, it attacked Frog not far away. Frog, get out of the way. Zhang Cheng knew in advance through the detection system that Slime was good at using poisonous tactics, so he was always on guard. He was also a trainer who was good at using poisonous tactics, so he was quite sensitive to these. Yobo Yobo, in the rainy weather, Frog's speed reached a terrifying level, and it easily avoided Slime's poisonous attack. Slime's speed was too slow, and it was still very difficult to hit Frog in its current state. Slime, Angel's Kiss. After 2 consecutive attacks were resolved, Bailu felt a little unconvinced. and continued to command Slime to use Angel's Kiss, which could put the opponent's Pokémon into a state of confusion. A stream of fairy energy burst out of Slime's body, and this energy flew out of Slime's mouth, turning into a pink flying kiss and floating towards Frog. Quick Swim Frog, dodge and then use the waterfall attack. The opponent's Fat Boy was too slow, and the concentrated attack was difficult to hit the Quick Swim Frog. Zhang Cheng didn't even think of letting the Quick Swim Frog use the defense, and directly commanded the Quick Swim Frog to dodge the opponent's attack with speed, and then launched a counterattack. Yobo the Quick Swim Frog exerted force with both legs and quickly retreated to the back. Fat Boy's Angel Kiss attacked and hit the position where the Quick Swim Frog was standing before. After dodging Fat Boy's skills, the Quick Swim Frog condensed a large amount of water attribute energy at a very fast speed. When the water attribute energy filled the whole body, the Quick Swim Frog had a fierce look in his eyes, and his whole body hit Fat Boy fiercely. In the blink of an eye, the Quick Swim Frog had already arrived in front of Fat Boy, and a powerful water attribute energy burst out, knocking Fat Boy out. Because Fat Boy had a high health value, the Quick Swim Frog's waterfall attack under the blessing of rainy weather only reduced his health by 1/3. With leftovers, the health lost by Fat Boy will be restored quickly, and the waterfall attack of the frog did not cause serious damage to Fat Boy. Come back, Fat Boy. After the continuous attacks had no effect, Bailu chose to take Fat Boy back. This choice was very correct. If Fat Boy and Frog continued to fight, although they could delay a lot of time with their health and skills, they would not be able to defeat Frog. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.